He was fired yesterday over a contract.
Mother O'Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Great Paulwell in Lynchburg, Virginia. How are you?
Good morning. Go to hell!
Free your mind.
I don't want to anger Richard today, but I'm going to say it.
95.
We're going to be close to 100 today. We're going to be close to 80 today. And tomorrow. And Wednesday. Craziness. I can't even believe what I heard my wife say yesterday. She's like, I don't know. I can't wait for the fall weather. I love the fall. It's like, be careful what you ask for.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I started to feel that way myself. I started to think that, and I guess I kind of think
It's
that.
kind of overcast all weekend long. I mean, it wasn't a big sunny weekend until nighttime, it seemed. Till like evening hours.
Yeah, I do enjoy the tolerable sunshine and heat during the day at this time of year, and then, the nice cool nights. It's just, I don't know, summer's all of a sudden, well, maybe it's just this past year, but, the 88 sunshine where you can't sit in the sun because you just bake.
Well, we haven't. I mean, even when we hit close to 80 today, it's not going to be like that.
Right. That's
what I mean.
This
This is like perfect. If this summer was like this
all
summer long, it would be wonderful. I am not a complainer. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. So.
Yeah,
Before
I'll
you
take
know
this
it,
weather.
before you know it, we won't be able to. We'll be shoveling or whatever.
Unfortunately, yes. So can I also say we have...
Jeff Manaski is in this morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning, and I just did it. I know it drives you crazy. I ask a question before I make a statement. Can I also say, Delta, I drive by there just about every day.
We love to fly and
No, Lake Delta.
Lake Delta.
I can't believe how...
Low.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
incredible. It's incredible. I'm surprised there's not more fines at the bottom of the water.
Yeah.
I guess it's happened before, so any debris or toys or ships, not ships, but, little vessels that might be, even snowmobiles and stuff sometimes fall down in there.
Well, yeah. Hope they don't. Doesn't that supply drinking water? Delta.
Does it?
Is that a
It's
reservoir?
Hinckley.
Is that a
No.
reservoir? Hinckley is. Yeah.
I don't know if
I
Delta
don't know.
is. But people do take their small vehicles out on the ice, and it's just amazing. You can see the bed of the lake in a lot of spots. How
It's
the
crazy.
water line has retreated so
Yeah.
much. It's very similar to an aging man's hairline.
Well, I got to say, hopefully it doesn't get to me. There'll be nothing left. I have to say that when you think about it, we have not had rain. It is
I know.
just unbelievable. And even now, the lawns, many lawns are still brown and struggling for water and the heat and everything. Wayne, good morning. Wayne is already up and rolling here this morning and states the Mets finally won. Thank God. Wow. 8-game skid. They almost won Friday. They almost won Saturday. And then almost won in 9 innings Sunday, but again gave up the runs and went into extra innings. I just stopped watching and then find that Pete Alonso had a walk-off home run, and the Mets finally break the skid. Can they continue it though? Because listen, they have that third wild card spot. But I think 13 games left is what is basically left in the season. 12. So they can control their own destiny, but man.
And they only have a one-game lead. Is that what it is?
It's I think it might even be a half-game lead, depending on what happened yesterday. Maybe a game and a half lead in the wild card. It is, Davey. Last night, the Emmy Awards went on, and I don't know. These award shows don't have the oomph that they used to. Maybe they do.
No, I don't think they do at all.
I thought whoever the comedian was who was the host, is it Nate Bargatze or I don't know who it was. Anyway, the host last night during the football game on CBS during the Bills game yesterday was like, the Emmys are on tonight. If you could leave your TV on after football, even if you don't watch it, if you leave your TV on, it still counts. So please just leave your TV on.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, the Emmys, yeah. I thought it was kind of funny. Here's a little montage of the winners last night. Okay, we're apparently not going to be playing that. Trying to figure out why. Well, it's Monday. Could that be it? It's possible. Let's see. How about the, everybody's, and Sheriff Mashel and other law enforcement agencies have been talking about safety with kids getting out of school. There was a college student walking back to her apartment from MV, and at 2:30 or so during let-out time dismissal at Proctor High School, cars are racing around, and it looked like there was a car that was speeding, is what I've heard, and hit the girl was hit and has been hospitalized as a result. And the school district and police saying you gotta slow down, especially when you're near. I mean, always probably, but when you're near any school situation. This was right by Proctor that this happened.
So, and who was driving? A student?
We don't know.
We don't know.
We're pretty sure. I mean, based on the fact that the superintendent got involved in it, I think we're pretty sure it was a student.
Okay. So this is ironic in that we talk about school safety and the kids are back, and in this case, it may have been a student driver.
May have been a student who was driving.
Struck a college student.
Yes, that's exactly what may have happened. So, and I think we just you gotta be extra careful. But really, there should be nobody driving fast around the school there.
Correct.
Right. Do you do any fall ball? Speaking of baseball, are you still umping any fall ball? Yeah. So you're still out there.
It's. I'm glad you asked, because if anybody sees me walking today, I'm a little sore. I hadn't had a game in I think about a month, give or take. It was roughly 4 weeks.
You're walking very like an old man.
Yeah. So I had a Little League doubleheader on Saturday, and you're
Little League meaning travel ball. It's more travel ball for youth travel ball. Because Little League wouldn't be playing now, would they?
Okay, so it's Little League age. This isn't quite Little League, but as a matter of fact, it was the town of Lee and Oneida.
Okay.
But they were
Little League age.
Little League age, and it wasn't travel. They set up these are more local.
Okay.
Local, an extension of the Little League season.
Well,
but
you have to. If you don't set it up for kids today, they won't play.
Right.
It's like you want to go out and play baseball, get your friends together and play baseball. And nope. Why? Well, there's not an umpire. Where's the coach? There's no one to tell me to go.
I know those Sandlot pickup games used to be the best, most fun games.
That's what everybody did, right?
So I ended up doing a doubleheader. One game got time restrained, so we only got 4 in, and I think in the second one there might have been a mercy rule. I know that there was. What do you think, Jeff? Who was umping the game? Wasn't it you?
You probably should know. Are you alone umping that game? Yes.
So I was behind the plate for both, and not looking for any sympathy. But you're in a squatting position, so do that 250 times after you haven't done it for a month.
Yeah.
And, I spent much of my Sunday on the couch, dreading having to get up off the couch because my legs were so sore.
Advil. They say Advil is the answer. There you go. So on the program today, we got a bunch. Jeff Manaski is our guest host this morning. Ryan Schmemells. We are nearing, believe it or not, the government shutdown once again. And I wonder, with everything going on, I do think that this assassination that occurred, I think it has everybody kind of stepping back a little bit, the politicians stepping back a little bit, saying, boy, is the rhetoric a little too much these days? And I get it. You know, you're going to hear. I don't want to get into the argument about who's worse, or because it's all bad. It's all bad, and I wonder if maybe that will have play any role in the way we decide whether or not we're going to shut the government down or not. Is there a more nonpartisan government out there right now, federally? I kind of wonder. I guess we'll find out. We'll speak with Ryan Schmemells on that coming up in a second. Hold on. We'll update the news and talk to Ryan in a bit. Also this morning, Biker's free money question of the day. And Davey, this morning, that question is going to be worth how much money? Is he like watching a video in there? He is. Testing 1 2 there.
Sorry about that. I was drinking a thing of water.
Okay, good. That'll do it. All right. Question. The free money question. Free money
Sorry,
question.
I totally apologize.
No, you don't have to. Don't even worry about it. I hope it was good. Because it looked like it was good, clean water, maybe filtered by that commercial that ran earlier this morning.
$100.
$100, and make it $150. Because even you're frustrated today. It's Monday. It's September the 15th. We're halfway through. $150. What do you think?
Okay.
All right. $150 today, Jeff. Hold tight. We'll come right back at WIBX.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. Wolfspeed has announced it's received court approval to exit Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The news comes as the tech company looks to return to industry leadership as it launches a new 200mm silicon carbide product. The announcement came on Friday. Utica police are investigating an incident in which a 19-year-old MVCC student was struck by a car near Proctor High School. Police say the student was hospitalized on Friday at Wynn Hospital. It happened during a high-traffic dismissal during Proctor's dismissal at 2:30 p.m. And a statement by the Utica superintendent, Christopher Spence, he said the matter is being taken with the utmost seriousness. The Utica Police Department and the Utica City School District are working together as the investigation continues. The Oneida County Sheriff's Department is asking for the public's help in finding an ATV operator in Waterville involved in 2 separate incidents where the driver, according to police, failed to comply. The incidents happened in the Sanger Avenue area of the village. Anyone with details is asked to call the Oneida County Sheriff's Department Waterville Field Office at 315-725-2006. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office and Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers are asking for the public's help in finding a person wanted locally on 3 warrants, according to investigator Sahid Karsik of the Oneida County Sheriff's Department. Investigators from the Oneida County Sheriff's Office Warrants Unit are attempting to locate and arrest 38-year-old Michael Schurer. Schurer's last known address was in the town of Vienna. Police say Schurer is wanted for violating the terms and conditions of probation. Any information is confidential and can be forwarded to the Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers or the Utica Police Department's Warrants Unit. Full details are available on our website at WIBX950.com. And after a couple of weeks of increases, the price of gas is steadying a bit in central New York. AAA says the average cost for a gallon of regular fuel right now is $3.19. That's the same as it was last week. Nationally, it's $3.17. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Mild weather and dry weather will be continuing as we kick off the new week. Great outdoor weather. Good for the fall color show with warm days and cool nights. Little patchy fog early today, then it's sunshine 80. How about through midweek? Tuesday and Wednesday, mostly sunny, low 80s during the day, low to mid 50s at night. Cooler into the North Country. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Clear skies and 51 degrees. A nice sunny day on the way today. 637 at WIBX.
Clearing out your home or commercial building, John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation will handle it for you. We handle residential or any size commercial property, before and after estate sale cleanouts, or any junk removal service. John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation is a 5-star rated and background checked business, providing service you can count on, and we're fully insured in the industry. Call John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation today and take the stress out of your mess.
Together, we can do more. On September 19th, our community will hold Mohawk Valley Gives, an online day of giving to benefit area nonprofits. Your Mohawk Valley Gives donation will help hundreds of nonprofit organizations meet our community's greatest needs, and every dollar counts. Join us on September 19th at givemv.org, and let's show everybody that Mohawk Valley Gives. Powered by the Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida Counties and Up Mobility Foundation. MV Gives is proudly sponsored by Staffworks and M&T Bank.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place, so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/free and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/free. openphone.com/FREE.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, I have I think Big Honey's just trying to get our attention.
Good morning, honey.
Big Honey this morning from Hekla. Mark my words, Josh Allen is slowly falling from grace. I don't know why you would say that. Why would?
Does he mean in the public spotlight?
No, I think
Like,
I think what he's saying is that he is no longer, I guess, no longer going to be great. I don't know.
Like an MVP level?
He looked pretty good yesterday, I got to tell you, and that was a bad performance yesterday.
Despite
and the reality was yesterday, the Jets' pass defense is really good. The fact that he was able to parlay into a running game, I thought was not what we used to have with Josh Allen. Is he'd continue to force it, and there'd be fumbles and interceptions. I thought he was brilliant yesterday in changing basically the strategy based on the defense he was given.
Yeah, but despite this little scare there early in the first quarter there, when they thought he got knocked out and he broke his nose.
You could tell that nose was broken.
And then they pushed it back in on the sideline.
Let me just tell you, if you've ever had a broken nose, I have, and it is extremely painful.
Yes, I've heard. Fortunately, I've never had mine broken.
And let me tell you, there were a few passes he threw after that were a little bit off, and I'm like, he's got a broken nose. And if you look at his face, the smile of Josh Allen was gone yesterday. He had a broken nose.
And that's the first thing they asked him during the post-game interview, Jeff, with Tracy Wolfson on CBS. That's the first thing. How's the nose?
Yeah.
So, look, a couple of thoughts here. The first one being, obviously, as a quarterback progresses through his career and ages, I mean, you could say the same thing about Patrick Mahomes. He's not the Patrick Mahomes that he was 3 years ago because he's 3 years older.
Yeah.
Right? So if that's his point, I guess.
I think Josh Allen is better today than he was 3 years ago.
He's probably smarter, but he's
smarter. He may not be able to.
As explosive, maybe is the word I want to use.
He can't hurdle people anymore. I don't know.
Right. Exactly.
I still think he can. He had a run yesterday that was pretty darn impressive. before the broken nose. But I do think that broken nose rattled him a little bit. And believe me, it's awful.
Yeah, I've heard it's very, very painful.
Yeah.
The other thought is that if his point is that he's not the darling of the league anymore,
He totally is. He's more so now than he's ever been.
I have to tell you, the opening game last week, there was a moment in the pregame interview. They're on the field. The ball's about to be kicked off, and they have to do these stupid on-the-field interviews. How big was that field goal, Coach? It was worth about 3 points, actually. So
I
they
hate
asked
the
him
questions. They're
something.
the dumbest questions in the
They're
world.
the Captain Obvious questions.
And then they usually rephrase and ask it again.
The same question.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they asked him something about how big is this moment? It's the kickoff and it's the rematch and you beat him last year. And his answer was something along the lines of, and you could see it in his face. He's like, really?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's a lot of excitement and it's week one, starting things off.
That's right.
And just the tone and I totally actually like him more because it was finally someone going, really? These stupid questions? We're 40 seconds away from starting the game, and I have to come over here and stand for you to ask me the dumb questions that you're going to ask me right now.
And even the predictions that I was watching on the pregame show yesterday about after that comeback win, the reality is the Bills are now 2-0. That was an amazing comeback. That quarter was incredible. There's no doubt about it. But it's one game. There's a long way to go.
Yeah.
And I did expect more out of the Jets yesterday. I got to say that. And that just kind of shows you maybe the Bills' defense isn't all that bad after all. And their offense was pretty darn good when the running game or the passing game didn't seem to be going to be overly effective, and they do have a really good pass defense. The Jets do. They kind of switched it up. I'm okay with that. Boring game though.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, there was never a time where you felt, except for the very, very beginning, where it was going to be a game.
I'll tell you who I was impressed with is the Mr. Joey Bosa, the free agent from the Chargers.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, they got 4 days. They got 4 days until their next game Thursday night against the lonely Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, the Dolphins are really struggling. And then I love the kicker, the new kicker.
Matt Pater, I love him.
I like him. He's the second oldest player in the NFL right now. He actually holds the record. Who's this guy? Like he was playing in Denver. He actually holds the record for the most 50-yard plus field goals in the NFL.
Keep in mind, though, the air is thin in Denver, and he's not as young as he used to be.
Well, that is true.
I don't know if you want him for the whole year.
I'm not
if
sure I love Tyler.
38-yarders.
I'm not sure I love Tyler. Well, what did he kick the other night? That was a long field goal the other night to beat Baltimore.
Yeah, and he kicked a 53-yarder yesterday, which was right. Looks awesome. It's going to be
hit a 53 yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's going to be interesting in 2 weeks what happens with this team when Tyler Bass is eligible to come off the injured reserve list.
I have lost. Listen, if you're a Bills fan, we've all lost faith in Tyler Bass.
Yeah, you got that right.
He's missing like extra points. Like, oh boy. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens.
And the pressure from a veteran who's doing this well in the first 2 weeks could potentially make that worse.
Could it make it better? Yeah.
Maybe it could make it better.
Could it
also.
make it worse?
It
could. Yeah, it could. What else do I have here? Mike this morning. So if the water reflects a man's hairline, I fear to say your lake has become a desert.
Is that what he said to me or you?
I think that's me. It almost feels, this is Mike, it almost feels like we've become numb towards political shootings. Also school shootings, too. I almost feel like you see a bulletin comes across, there's a school shooting, and people don't, unless it's in your neck of the woods, I don't think people react the same way. Perhaps this one is a touch different. While Kirk was political, he was not a politician. I think it strikes people being a young man with 2 little kids. I think that's a big focus. And as a professed Christian, I don't think he was advocating violence. No. But
Definitely
I will tell you, I do not agree with his beliefs. There are some beliefs I agree with. There's some stuff that he believes that believed that I absolutely do not. Especially when it comes to his beliefs on the role of a woman. But putting all of that aside, he's a father, a husband, 2 young children. He chose a profession. This is not what should happen to someone, and we need to figure out what would make someone. I mean, that kid was able to get up on that roof, and he had gun experience, a lot of gun experience growing up. He knew what to do, but you can just put a bullet through somebody's head, or in this case, neck, and you're okay. You feel like you've become something special. I don't understand what's happened to society. It's really makes you wonder, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. So, to the point about the role of a woman, do you mean in the home or the labeling? Today I'm a man, tomorrow I'm a woman type thing.
Well, for instance, a 14-year-old girl in a debate was asking questions, and the answer from him was, "Yeah, you'll go to college, but you'll go to college to find a husband." There are comments like that. Comments about just some of the stuff that he talked about. I never agreed with. But at what point have we reached where if you don't agree with someone or you despise even what they say, that you think the answer is to end their lives? I don't understand that. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. There are a lot of people we disagree with, right? I'm sure a lot of people who disagree with me. I'll never forget, I had a listener call in one time, and he's like, "Let me just tell you something. I run the household. And my wife listens." And then all of a sudden I heard, this was awesome. All of a sudden I heard ting, ting, ting. And it was a spoon on a glass. And he said, "What's happening right now is my wife, all she had to do was hear that. And she is pouring me another cup of coffee."
Yeah.
Well, soon, wait till she gets comfortable. She'll be pouring that crap over your head, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how that ever ended up with that guy, but I thought that was kind of some households run that way. And who am I to say they should or shouldn't? But for at least my family, that's not how it works. It's the opposite in my house.
We know, Bill.
Yeah.
We're aware.
Wayne, let's see here. Wayne, what does he say? The Mets finally won, thank God. Politics ruined those award shows. Oh, I'll bet. And I'll bet last night, too. Does Jeff still get payment if the games are shorter?
Yes.
Full payment. The answer is yes. 2 Monday Night Football games tonight. That KC was not going to be a great. Did Kansas City lose yesterday?
They did.
To
the Eagles. So.
Oh, that's right. I saw the replay on that.
My son is a Chiefs fan, and I've explained this before, but I'm a little saddened about it because
sometimes you got to tell your kid they're wrong. I mean, you have to step up and say you're wrong.
I've told him.
Oh boy.
But this week, week 3, or this coming week, I know week 2 is not over officially yet. Chiefs Giants. So we'll be 0-3 in no time. Probably lose by 4 touchdowns.
Davey, we're going to have another late night, Thursday night, Bills and Miami. Miami struggling to start the season. Ryan Schmemells on the line right now. Ryan, good morning.
Good morning. How are we doing?
It's Monday. It's Monday.
I think the Ravens put up 41 yesterday, which would have been enough to tie the Bills last week. Sorry, Ryan, I had to go there.
Well, it's not fortunately, we weren't playing the Bills. We were playing the Browns, who, as somebody said to me afterwards, Joe Flacco just might not be their quarterback of the future.
Probably not.
I don't think that's much of a hot take. And so, them moving on from Joe Flacco might be the move soon. But, when you score 41 against the Browns, usually we'll win that game, and that's what happened yesterday.
And I got to say, it was a rare 1 o'clock start this season for the Bills. We're so used, as Bills fans, so used to 1 o'clock Sunday. And this year, there may be 2 of those games. One was yesterday with the Jets, and it was kind of a snoozer with the Jets. I really thought the Jets were going to look much better than that, and they did not. Government shutdown, Ryan. Schumer warning of a shutdown if Republicans don't accept their demands on health care. What do we know about this? Boy, can you imagine? I think there's going to be an extension. I'd like your take after watching the programs this weekend.
Yeah, and look, the Republicans have kind of a clear vision moving forward. They want a short-term extension of government funding, so a CR is what you would call this. It would extend government funding until likely November or December. This is what we've seen in the past, but they do want to try to negotiate some of the funding bills and get some of the government funded all the way till the next September, which is certainly possible, but we're still waiting to see what ultimately they come up with.
Obviously, a shutdown is something nobody seems to win in a shutdown.
Never. No, of
Ever.
course not. Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, the Republicans do fear that whenever this happens, they're the ones who get blamed for it. So, there's that side of the story too. So, what the problem is, they need 60 votes in the Senate, and Schumer's going to have to play ball. And if Schumer is not willing to play ball, then the chances of a shutdown increase.
We were talking about this a little earlier. Do you think the recent horrific assassination that occurred has weakened the Democrats' argument and negotiation here at all? Has it softened the argument, or is Schumer all in?
I have no idea. I think it's still too early to tell. There were some people in that room who had a heightened sense of sensitivity, and there were those in that room who it was very tense.
Yeah.
So it was a whole different building, obviously, after what happened. But there's some people who just I don't know. It's hard to figure that out. I think too early.
I think I just asked one of those questions that we were just complaining about. That are asked during football games, like at the end, and then they ask and rephrase it and ask it again, and it's the dumbest question in the world, and you know what the answer is going to be. So my apologies for that.
No, you're good.
What in the hell was he going to say? It's like, yep, you're absolutely right, Bill. I believe the softness is, you can see it in his eyes. You can see it in Schumer's eyes.
Yeah, Schumer's feeling bad for the Republicans, so maybe he's going to keep the government from shutting down.
Oh, Lord. All right, Ryan, we appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.
Hey, you too. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Ryan Schmemells with Fox News Radio. I got to tell you, the problem I'm having this morning is I'm trying to do 9 things at once, and that's never a good idea. Davey, I just sent it to you, and I'm completely distracted this morning. It's terrible. It's just awful. What else do I have? Coming up, Dan Snell, expert on politics and leadership, lawmakers grappling with the fallout and security fears after the Kirk assassination. He's probably better to answer that question coming up in a second. We'll get to it. Larry, I'm also going to take a look at what you sent me. A lot of things happening, a lot of moving parts. And what Larry's talking about here, and he sent me something on YouTube, is the damage done at Valley View Golf Course. Did you see
again?
Did you? No. This was last week.
Okay.
And I don't think we've caught anybody yet, have we?
I don't think so.
And it looked like it was 2 kids. One on a motorcycle, one on an ATV or something. But they were literally taunting the golfers. Did you see the picture of it?
No, I didn't.
You got to look it up. They're literally taunting, like the golfers have caught them what they're doing, and they're just kind of looking at them, smiling at them, or whatever. The photo you'll find out there. I think KTV has it. UPD has it, right? The pictures are. How have we not?
I didn't see this picture. Wow, they ripped that apart.
Ripped it apart, and I'm wondering how in the world have we not caught these 2 yet?
Well,
it's not easy, but somebody knows who they are.
Yeah.
I mean, that picture has been, and I'm not saying why haven't the police caught them. I'm saying why hasn't someone made a phone call to say, I know who those kids are? Because somebody knows who those kids are. I can't believe we've gone through the weekend and we don't know. That's pretty crazy. Okay, we'll get to Dan Snell coming up. Hobica's free money question of the day. Davey graciously this morning came up with a $150 jackpot. $150 will be on the line when we do the question coming up next hour, and we'll get to that. And Larry, I'll get to your part of this coming up in a second from YouTube, so stand by. What do I want to do? I want to tell you, Ricky Z, if you're looking for a brand new Mazda, let me tell you, they have you covered. Enjoy 2.9% APR financing on a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 or CX-5. 1.9% APR financing on new CX-50s, 70s, CX-90s. And you can see the dealership or Rick or Wyatt or anybody over there for details. Rick, it's all about the buying experience. That is while you're in the process of buying, before, during, and after the sale. As he says, let's make your deal in a new Mazda where it's always easy to do business. Steve Pawnee Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. News is coming up next.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
They say you can't wear white after Labor Day. Tell that to Mother Nature. Snow doesn't check the calendar, and winter always shows up early in New York. That's why the smart move is to get ready now at the Winter Readiness event from Standard Heating, Cooling, and Insulating. Right now, you can get 18 months of interest-free financing with no down payment. Plus, enjoy fast scheduling and trusted service from the team that's been keeping you comfortable for decades. Don't get caught in the cold. Raise your standards and call Standard today, or visit standardco.com to
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
A vigil for Charlie Kirk. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. At the Kennedy Center in Washington, and as Fox's Jill Nato reports, thousands were there.
There was music, prayers, and when House Speaker Mike Johnson hit the stage, there was chanting. The speaker spoke of Kirk's love of family and country and debate.
I mean, he could clean the clock of anybody in a debate. We all know it. But you know what he did? After those debates, he was always the first person to reach out a hand of friendship or to offer an arm around the shoulder of someone who he felt was lost.
Well, the suspected Kirk assassin, Tyler Robinson, remains jailed before a court date tomorrow. Fox's Garrett Tenney reports.
Officials here at the Utah County Jail tell us that Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin is being housed in a separate unit and is under special watch to make sure he doesn't hurt himself or others. And he is not cooperating with the investigation, but Utah Governor Spencer Cox says...
But all the people around him are cooperating, and I think that's very important.
Governor Cox also told ABC's This Week one of those cooperating is Robinson's roommate and romantic partner, a male transitioning to female. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is in Israel for his second day.
We are learning he spent 2 hours one-on-one with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Rubio is here at the direction of President Trump, of course, to signal ironclad support for Israel in the wake of last week's shocking airstrikes in Doha.
Fox's Jillian Turner in Tel Aviv. Rubio just said he'll urge Qatar, where that attack took place, to continue to play a constructive role trying to negotiate a ceasefire with Hamas to stop the war in Gaza. At the Emmys on CBS, the studio wins big. The Apple TV show set a record with 4 awards, including Outstanding Comedy, on top of 9 other Emmys last weekend. The studio's creator, Seth Rogen, also won Best Actor.
Tonight.
And he said that he was embarrassed how happy it makes him. The Pit won the Emmy for Outstanding Drama. Adolescents got Best Limited Series. America's listening to Fox News.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion. That's billion with a B. Yeah. Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words micro. That's pound 250, micro.
James Carey joined the United States Marine Corps after being inspired by his grandfather. James loved being a Marine, but his life would change forever during a training exercise. James lost consciousness and nearly drowned. The incident resulted in a brain injury that left James blind, unable to use his body, susceptible to memory loss, and more. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation built James a specially adapted smart home, enabling him to live more independently. Help heroes like James. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at t2t.org.
New York's Democratic Governor Kathy Hochul has endorsed Zohran Mamdani, New York City's Democratic nominee for mayor, who President Trump calls a communist.
It took 3 months for Hochul to endorse Mamdani. She linked her guest essay published in the New York Times to X, saying that both she and Mamdani, if he is elected, will work to confront President Donald Trump's extreme agenda with urgency, conviction, and the defiance that defines New York. Mamdani responded to Hochul's endorsement in a statement saying, "I'm grateful to the governor for her support in unifying our party, as well as the work she's done standing up to President Trump." Other Democrats have been leery of endorsing Mamdani, concerned his democratic socialist policies will hurt the party's chances in the 2026 midterms and the 2028 presidential elections. Deborah Valentine, Fox News.
Mamdani is facing 3 opponents in the election, including current Mayor Eric Adams. The Federal Reserve gathers tomorrow for a meeting that will end Wednesday. It's expected with an interest rate cut, something President Trump's been demanding for months. On Wall Street, stock futures are rising for the Dow and the NASDAQ, which closed Friday at a record high. In the NFL, Atlanta beat Minnesota 22-6 on Sunday Night Football after Philadelphia beat Kansas City 20-17 in a Super Bowl rematch.
Blitz, Mahomes over the middle, Kelsey. Oh, it's picked off!
Courtesy Fox, that Patrick Mahomes interception on the goal line in the fourth quarter was the game's only turnover, but both offenses struggled. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts only threw for 101 yards. Saquon Barkley adding 88 yards on the ground. The Chiefs are 0-2 for the first time since 2014. They'll try to avoid an 0-3 start against the Giants next week. The Eagles host the 2-0 Rams.
That's Fox's Tim McMaster. As for the Rams, LA beat Tennessee. While the New York Giants, he referenced, with the 0-2 and losing to Dallas in overtime. Arizona, Buffalo, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, and San Francisco all won to improve to 2-0 on the season, and there are 2 more games tonight. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. Wolfspeed has announced it's received court approval to exit Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The news comes as the tech company looks to return to industry leadership as it launches a new 200mm silicon carbide product. The announcement came on Friday. Utica police are investigating an incident in which a 19-year-old MVCC student was struck by a car near Proctor High School. Police say the student was hospitalized on Friday at Wynn Hospital. It happened during a high-traffic dismissal during Proctor's dismissal at 2:30 p.m. And a statement by the Utica Superintendent, Christopher Spence, he said the matter is being taken with the utmost seriousness. The Utica Police Department and the Utica City School District are working together as the investigation continues. The Oneida County Sheriff's Department is asking for the public's help in finding an ATV operator in Waterville involved in 2 separate incidents where the driver, according to police, failed to comply. The incidents happened in the Sanger Avenue area of the village. Anyone with details is asked to call the Oneida County Sheriff's Department Waterville Field Office at 315-725-2006. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office and Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers are asking for the public's help in finding a person wanted locally on 3 warrants, according to investigator Sahid Karsik of the Oneida County Sheriff's Department. Investigators from the Oneida County Sheriff's Office Warrants Unit are attempting to locate and arrest 38-year-old Michael Schurer. Schurer's last known address was in the town of Vienna. Police say Schurer is wanted for violating the terms and conditions of probation. Any information is confidential and can be forwarded to the Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers or the Utica Police Department's Warrants Unit. Full details are available on our website at WIBX950.com. And after a couple of weeks of increases, The price of gas is steadying a bit in central New York. AAA says the average cost for a gallon of regular fuel right now is $3.19. That's the same as it was last week, and is also 10 cents more than it was what motorists were paying at this time 1 month ago. The state average for gasoline is currently $3.25 a gallon. Nationally, it's $3.17. In sports, the Buffalo Bills are 2-0 to start the season after rolling to an easy victory on the road in the Meadowlands. Buffalo running back James Cook had 2 touchdowns, and Elijah Cook added a rushing score as the Bills defeated the New York Jets 30-10 at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey yesterday. Buffalo quarterback Josh Allen had 148 yards passing and 59 yards on the ground in the win. The Bills are back home Thursday, short week, when they host the Miami Dolphins. The Giants dropped back-to-back on a back-and-forth battle after falling to the Cowboys 40-37 in overtime from Arlington in a nail-biter. Russell Wilson cooked as he served up 450 passing yards to go with 3 touchdowns. He also threw a key interception. New York is 0-2 and will host the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 3. And last night in Sunday Night Football, heard here on WIBX, the Atlanta Falcons scored 10 unanswered in the fourth quarter to beat the Minnesota Vikings 22-6. In Major League Baseball, we're nearing the end of the season. The Mets snapped their lengthy losing streak after beating the Texas Rangers 5-1 in 10 innings from Queens. Pete Alonso won the game after slugging a walk-off 3-run homer in the bottom of the 10th. New York is third in the National League wildcard and will host the San Diego Padres for a 3-game set that starts tomorrow night. The Mets had lost 8 straight games. The Yankees were unable to complete the series sweep after falling to the Red Sox 6-4 at Fenway. Week 3 of the season is now in the books. Syracuse blew out Colgate 66-24. In Saturday's Believe Bowl at Gaetano Stadium, Utica University dominated RPI 41-14. Hamilton College fell in their season opener at home 24-17 to Williams. SUNY Morrisville fell to University of Rochester 30-14, and Cortland defeated Union 30-6. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Mild weather and dry weather will be continuing as we kick off the new week. Great outdoor weather. Good for the fall color show with warm days and cool nights. Little patchy fog early today, then it's sunshine 80. How about through midweek? Tuesday and Wednesday, mostly sunny, low 80s during the day, low to mid 50s at night. Cooler into the North Country. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently, we're at 51 degrees and sunny. Currently at WIBX. Jeff, I want to ask you, and you know this, I've had conversations with my friend Kid Chris in Cincinnati about it. We've talked about it. Davey and I have talked about it. Whatever happened to the days when everyone called in to the radio station?
Well, a few things. The technology changed. And I think podcasting has changed the way we consume long-form discussion.
Well, let me say this. This is specifically in a morning radio show like ours, which is basically a news, talk, entertainment, sports call-in show.
Correct.
So what has changed? And it is the technology. I'll stop with that. And it is that I can tell you, we get tons of messages in.
Mm-hmm.
And it used to be we didn't get any messages in. Years ago, people called the show. And I try to say to people, well, instead of, here's Lance and Lee. He's got a smart-ass comment.
Oh, let's hear it. I love it.
All right? But that would be a really good comment if he called it in. But Lance would rather, it's easier. You can write and be clever and somewhat, I want to say more effective. That's not what I'm looking for. I don't want to say meaner, but that's kind of where I'm going. But you can be more your comment can be more blistering if you type it, and then I get to read it. I get to read your comment. So here's Lance.
Good
Jeff,
morning, Lance.
And by the way, Lance, Steve C. in Rome on Friday said, Bill, you should get a different homeless person to co-host the show next week. That would be fun. So I just go along the streets and try to find random homeless people, and they would be the guest hosts.
Okay.
Yeah. Jeff, any homeless in New York Mills yet?
Not that I've seen. There is a bus stop not far from my home, though, and it's over by Commercial Drive there. And I did notice one individual was waiting for the bus, lying on the ground.
Oh, that's a good way to wait for the
looked
bus.
like he was taking a nap. I slowed down because I thought he had fallen or was injured. And as I slowed down,
taking a nap, waiting for the bus.
He had one hand propped behind his neck, and he was watching something on his phone, just lying on the concrete.
The hell is going on with people?
He didn't have a sign
and
that
by
said,
the way,
God bless you, I'm a homeless veteran, though.
And by the way, he had a cell phone, though.
He had a cell phone, yeah.
I don't get it. Anyway, any homeless in New York Mills yet? Don't worry, Mayor Galimi has a plan. His interview Friday might have been the most comical one the show has had all year. I don't know. I thought he addressed the issue, and he did say that there are who. So the question that I asked was, where are all these homeless people coming from? Right? Where we've never seen these people before. The homeless people that used to be here, we used to kind of know them.
Right.
Like
Rainbow,
and
Cowboy.
and Cowboy, and Cowboy liked to pick up cans. He was very talented. He could ride a bike with 2 bags of cans in his hands and still steer the bike.
That takes balance.
Not many people can do that. And he was drunk.
Coordination.
And he was drunk.
Yeah.
I mean, not many people can do that. But Cowboy could do it. But now there's all of these people. I'm telling you, I'm on Burstone Road. And that female that stands there, and by the way, she has a hell of a tan.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, she's been out there all summer.
Yeah.
And that one, she just looks so ill that I can't. I'm looking straight ahead. I can't look to the left. And I'm always in that lane because I'm turning to get on the arterial.
Yeah.
So you're right there. So I'll kind of park back. I'll stop back a little bit and and she won't make eye contact with you either. She looks the other way. She just holds her sign up and looks the other way and hopes for money. But my God, where is this coming from? And his answer was, some have come here because they know we have services.
Yes.
Some have come here because they just landed here. Some are our people. And then he said some are people who needed their parents. They're not institutionalized, but they needed their parents, and their parents have now passed away, and they have wound up not being able to manage their lives, and they've wound up on the streets. So I don't think he was off on that. I don't think that is I think that makes up a much smaller amount.
I agree.
Than what we're dealing with, but those people do exist.
I spoke to someone last week, and I'm going to try to get him on the program this week, who said he spoke to a couple of homeless individuals, and they had relayed to him they were bussed here from I want to say the Amsterdam area, and essentially this is what the person had claimed, that they basically gave him a bus ticket and said,
Utica.
To Utica.
Utica will take care of you.
And because of the services available.
Unbelievable.
And I think even beyond, now that's an anecdotal story, and I don't even know if it's true. It could have been someone just with an excuse or just spitting out an answer.
You do kind of wonder. I mean, the mayor said it's because we have so many services and support these people. But, man, and, before you know it, it's going to be cold out. But we have never had the problem we currently have. They are on every street corner asking for money, and I don't believe any of it. I personally feel like it's going right into they're going into alcohol or drugs. I mean, I don't believe a word that they're saying here.
And I think it's even possible that in some cases, a small percentage of cases, they aren't buying drugs and alcohol with it. They just know they can make money doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you have
there was
you
a story. There was a story
the viral
about
photo of the guy with the wad of cash. I believe he was on Oneida Street.
Yeah, that was now they could have been
That's
all
a
ones.
wad of cash.
They
though.
could have been all ones. That would have been like $30-$40, but still they could have been 20s or hundreds. It looked like he had a wad. Here's Jack in Rome. Hi, Jack. Good
crisp bills too, not wrinkled,
I know.
mangled in my pocket, smashed bills. Those look like they just came out of an ATM.
Yeah, that he just got them, and he was on his cell phone. So there is they have some sort of means, but they're making money out there. People are giving money. What are you giving money to these people for? Because I don't know of any of them that are really telling the truth. The money's not going to a good place. I can promise you that. Jack in Rome. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
What's going on, Jack?
Well, there's a sign right there at the Parkway in Burstone Road. There's signs on each end to tell you not to give.
Right, you shouldn't give. Yeah.
Right.
Because there's services available for all of these people.
There is, but they don't want it.
Right, I know that.
They're doing better by doing what they're doing.
They probably
Have you ever gotten off at the Hiawatha exit?
Yes.
To go to the mall?
Yep.
There's usually 6 to 7 of them standing there at that intersection where Hiawatha, Salina, 298 are. And
They used to always be over getting it when you get on to 690 over there from like Adams Street over in that area of Syracuse. Syracuse has had this for years. It's not new to Syracuse, but it's definitely new to us.
It's
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
And it all got pushed over here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really crazy. All right, Jack. Thank you, man.
Small in Rome. It's not really that big in Rome, but it's starting it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you wait because it could be coming there next. And winter is coming. I mean, aren't these guys realizing it's going to – listen – and I'm told that saying the word gypsy is a bad thing. I didn't realize that. So if I'm offending you, I do apologize.
Well, it's considered to be like a racist, like a slur, essentially.
I did not know that.
I did not know that until a couple of years ago.
But I do want to say this, that they got it right. All right? Because they go from town to town raising money. And probably at one point in their lives, they stood on a street corner. And then somebody said, you know what? We can do driveways, mix a little water in with the tar. And now by the time we're out of town, it's still going to be good. Now, once it really rains hard, that'll be gone. And we're going to make so much money that we're going to buy these gigantic RVs. Beautiful RVs that pull out and have little living rooms and stuff. All the clothes. We'll have big weddings. It'll be wonderful. You watch this gypsy life? I've seen it. It's incredible. And then the other thing is we've learned, they got to learn from the gypsies. We've learned we go to the north in the summer. We go south in the winter. It's like, what are you people thinking? You're here? It's the worst place you could be. We're going to be so cold this year. If it's anything like last year, why would you want to be here?
Well, it's
and if you could live in an RV, I mean, they got it going. Do driveways. That's what you got to do. Do driveways.
Did you get ripped off or something?
No, but I know people who have.
Yeah,
I do. All right, Jack. Thank you, man.
Yeah, well, that's the problem, though. Most of these people could get good jobs, but they don't want to do that.
They don't want that, no.
Down
it's the weirdest thing. They would rather sit there and...
They don't want to do all that construction work. They don't want it.
Well, there are plenty of jobs open. So, all right, Jack, thank you. Wayne, quickly,
I was just going to mention Wayne. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Wayne. I got to move quickly on this, though.
It's like, okay, I'll do it really quick. This place is like Plymouth Rock for them. That girl up there, Bill, is held up signs from pregnant to homeless to have kids to support.
I know.
She's held up every sign. She changes it like they do. I don't even know. She just changes it like they do billboards.
Changes them out to see. Well, this one, she's got
it's
them
a
ranked.
Rebrand.
It's a rebranding. She has them ranked. This one works good on a sunny day. This works really good on a cloudy day. When it's raining, this one is really spectacular.
This company needs a new image.
They have a marketing department with them guys. They're unionized. One of them gave me change. I had a 20 and I couldn't give them the whole 20, and one of them gave me change.
All right,
Wayne,
that's
why are you
unbelievable.
giving them money?
My son and my wife both get pissed at me when I hand them money. I do it to
Wayne,
make
I'm
them
getting
mad.
pissed at you.
Yeah,
What are you
'cause it's-
giving them money for?
It's going right to the liquor store or to the drug dealer.
I feel like I would buy you a drink or Bill a drink, so I figure maybe they need a drink.
All
All
right.
right. So,
All right.
Wayne, where are we going for lunch today?
Pretty,
All right.
pretty soon they're going to be
All right.
giving us tickets for giving them money.
That's probably right. Oh, boy. Okay,
Wayne,
Wayne.
stop
thank you.
giving them money. I was going to
Bill,
mention Wayne. Wayne, you sent me the photo from the couple that was over on Burstone, I think on Burstone over by Utica College, where people were giving them non-perishables, canned goods, boxed
They don't
food.
want it. They leave it behind.
There was a mountain.
The bushes were loaded.
There was a mountain behind the bush of canned goods, not empty cans.
Didn't anybody think to give them a can opener? Come on. I mean,
One more thing, Bill.
Yes, quickly.
They do have phones, but where that guy said that they all get together and there's like 9 of them out there, they should just give them trick or treat bags.
Yeah, they need
way
something.
you walk by, each one of them gets a little something.
Yeah, and they should they just throw their garbage everywhere. They don't even care. It's just terrible.
Oh, they're pigs. They're
yeah,
pigs.
all right,
And I'm not
Wayne.
making fun of them. I'm just saying
I
they're
know
not,
it's
they're not clean.
they leave a mess. It's just terrible.
If you don't clean your body, you're definitely not going to clean
that's-
around you.
Yes. Okay, Wayne.
That's the new
Thank
Halloween
you.
costume for the season.
All right,
Later,
say
guys.
goodbye. Lawmakers grappling with the fallout and security fears after the Kirk assassination. This has sent shockwaves through, and in so many different ways. On the line right now is political expert Dan Snell. Dan, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday.
I'm sorry you had to listen to that. I mean, we are decent people up here. It's just all of a sudden we've been inundated with this, like it had never been like this before. All of a sudden, people with signs, I'm a veteran, and meanwhile, we know there are services out there to help these people, yet they stand on corner after corner after corner, begging for money, and they're making money.
And Wayne, I
making
cannot believe Wayne gives them money.
He does. Anyway, that's our little world today in this place, upstate New York.
Sure.
Dan.
Well, I always love coming on your program, so no problem. We always have a enjoyable time, and hopefully make your listeners grow a little bit and think a little deeper. So that's all good.
So obviously, this political assassination is what we're calling it of Kirk is horrific, and it has really made a lot of political people, people in Congress and beyond, really wondering: do we continue to do these public appearances without security? Because they could very well be in danger here.
Yeah, obviously it's something for the protection of themselves and their families foremost. I think that's something that we need to discuss. I'm not sure if we should just have a fear-based rush to fund things. It should be something that gets studied with quickly, not take weeks or months. But I think you could get the best and brightest of people to study this and understand security. Previously, the House has given for home security for camera and lights and alarms $20,000 per member, and they've also given some $5,000 per month funding for congressmen. So there has been some things done, but in the big picture, the challenge is, where do we start? What do we do? We would be talking about $3 to $4 billion if we were to give every member of Congress the type of security that is given to some. So I think that a better way is to really perhaps look at ways to study behavior. We have artificial intelligence is in the news every week, right? And I was formerly with a software company that served law enforcement, and the capabilities that artificial intelligence has to scan social media and news. You could do a lot to not necessarily opinion. It's not about taking away free speech, but monitor behavior. If you see some things that look like there are words or activities as to behavior, it's something that could be done. But it's a sad week for America, and something needs to be done to fix it.
Well, and when you really think of this, you have this case, but if you go back 10 years, we have several cases where politicians on both sides of the aisle have been either attacked or in some cases killed. and then you look at the school shootings, and I just kind of wonder how do we figure. I think you really have to study and figure out what is going through the minds of these oftentimes young males who decide the way to solve the problem is to take a gun and shoot somebody. It just does not make any sense to me.
It's a sad statement for our society, and quite frankly, for home life, for parenting, there's a lot of challenges going on, and we as a nation really do need to address how do we start in the homes as well as in the local, whether it's law enforcement or schools with counselors, that we do. At the old saying, if you see something, say something. And parents know when there's something on the mind of a child. They can look at the face and they know. And in most cases at school, something may happen in a classroom, and without challenging and damaging, but just to show that they care, there's things that schools and local communities can do, because we have an issue in America that's just growing. Social media is, I enjoy it. I post on it, but we really need something that we need to address, because people can put things out there, or bots can put things out there, and it's just dividing in country.
Yeah, Manaski.
I wonder, though, with some of the comments that are made on social media, when you look at these shooters, I guess my concern is that even though we see these things, what can you do? First of all, there's an issue of freedom of speech, and I don't say an issue, but there's the right of freedom of speech in this country. That's number one. Number two is, you can no longer, I think it's capped at like 24 hours or something. What can you do? For instance, if you saw this individual's social media comments, what could you couldn't really charge them unless they went really over the line and made an actual threat.
Even that is hard today.
That's hard. And then when you have concerns about someone's mental health or stability, there's not a lot we can do anymore as far as committing them or making them take prescribed medication, etc. I think you have a valid point, and there's telltale signs in a lot of these cases that something bad was going to happen, but until something bad happens, isn't law enforcement and government kind of handcuffed as far as what they can do to stop somebody?
Yeah. Well said point, and it is a challenge. We have free speech in this country. I guess the question lies in how we monitor behavior. I wish there was. Remember when there were a lot of first ladies over the years that came up with anti-drug programs. Just say no or whatever it is. Yeah. Maybe we have a social media national movement that's "Are you okay?" Just a simple, are you okay? When you see a friend or somebody put some anger or some hate speech or whatever it might be, are you okay is a simple question. And because we do need to, as a country, care about each other more, not just laugh off when we see something that's dangerous on social media. And I'm not sure what the government can do, but I think it starts at home life. We can address it with friendships and family.
And if you see something, you got to kind of say something.
Exactly.
All right, Dan, as always, we appreciate your insight. This one is a tough one, though. This one, I don't think any of us have a real clear-cut answer, but we know there are things that can be done, and we got to do them. If that makes any sense.
There's great minds out there that can come together. I hope the president takes leadership to get something looked into.
Yeah. All right, Dan, thanks so much. Have a great week.
You too. Great to be. Right. Stay winsome.
All right. Thanks so much. When you really think about it, there are only so many people. I don't know that social media, no matter where this kid was, and he was on some, he's not getting this from Facebook necessarily, or this is some pretty dark places he was going to. But I don't know. I believe you have a person who is capable of doing it. That's what you start with. So a person who is impressionable to the point where they could take violent action. And I think that number is really small. But for some reason, those people have, maybe in history, there have been a lot of these people, but they just never acted on it. they could have been pushed, and maybe it's the social media or whatever it is that's pushing that person who's capable. Like, could you, I don't care how many things you look at on Facebook, I don't believe you're going to go out and shoot and kill somebody. I don't think I'm going to do that.
Yeah, I don't think I am.
I worry about in there. No, I don't. See, I think it's rare, but for some reason, it's happening more often, it seems. And now we're targeting politicians. I don't understand how we find that person who is vulnerable, who could be persuaded to take violence, take action. Those are the ones that have to be targeted in some way, and I don't know how you do that.
I do think a lot of it's rhetoric. I have a comment. You know, it's brought on by or encouraged by some of the rhetoric that we hear people talk about fighting or the politicians. You know, it's going to sound like I'm blaming one side, and I'm not trying to do that. There's just one that comes to mind about the whole, you know, the end of democracy. Essentially, whatever the issue is, painting one side as basically abrupting, changing, altering your life. So people feel like there's an urgency, I must act, or things will change irrevocably. I got a comment here from Morehouse. I don't know if you want me to share it. It's on the both sides of the aisle argument.
Okay, all right.
He said, I love the both sides of the aisle argument. Of course, the numbers are 10-1 right to left, but it's still both sides of the aisle, ? I was born at night. It just wasn't last night.
Wrong. It is when you look at the cases of political violence. It's pretty even when you look at it. I don't know what the exact number is. You'd have to find out which cases are we qualifying as political attacks. But when you look at it, there are attacks on the left and attacks on the right. It's just that you just have to look them up. So I think the rhetoric is bad on both sides. So
I agree.
So
on the rhetoric,
I don't know that you're going to be able to. Somebody said over the weekend, and I thought it was really good. Let's stop trying to debate over who's worse, which side is worse.
Oh, that's a good point.
Instead, just take a look at this. It's all bad, and
right.
and lowering the rhetoric hopefully will help. But I got to tell you, I do think there are these people, these loners out there that are going to dig deep. And even if politicians and everybody in media, they all lower the rhetoric, I don't know that that's going to stop this. I don't know that that's the cause or that's the answer to fixing the problem. I guess maybe we'll find out, or maybe we won't. Maybe we don't lower the temperature here. But to imply that it's one side or the other, I think is a stupid waste of time. And when you're done comparing, you're going to find it's pretty close. It's pretty close. There are people that are leftists and people from far right that have been unfortunately become violent. But where are we going trying to figure that out?
Here's
what are we accomplishing?
Here's an offbeat take, I think, and I'm not saying that this is a solution. But I just wonder if in other countries we don't see the, quote, political violence because it's not as much of a democracy where your vote or your opinion or your influence as an individual can sway so many people. For instance, if you look at a country where it's run by a dictator, you can feel however you feel, but no matter what you say or how you vote, it's not going to change it. So you focus on other things.
Well,
it just is the way it is.
Try having this debate in North Korea, and
it's a perfect example.
Tomorrow you won't be trying anymore because
perfect example.
You won't be around. So
and I just
by the
see
way,
so much of a sway.
One of the I think it can go to school shooting. How is it that you can go in and see all of these school shootings in the United States and not see them elsewhere around the world? That's a really interesting. Is it guns? Some will say it is. Others will say, obviously, they're some of the most highly Some of the cities with the strictest gun laws are the cities that struggle, like Chicago, with some of the most the violent, the shootings and the murder rate. Although Chicago apparently their numbers, they say, are down, there's still a hell of a lot of shooting going on in Chicago. But when you say it doesn't happen around the country, far-right demonstration in London over the weekend turned massively violent. And look it up if you saw any of it. It was probably one of the worst violent demonstrations in London, in Great Britain, in several years. Certainly in a long, long time. We got a break, though. Hold tight. We'll do Habakkuk's free money question of the day. Coming up, it's worth $150. Then I'll go back to comments because I got a bunch of them. And feel free, 315-736-0186. Feel free to call. That's the best way you're going to get your voice heard. Here, we just put you through. We just put you through. It's crazy. We just put you through. Hold tight. Coming right back.
Mattress Express's free adjustable base promotion is on. Come on, pick out any king or queen set in the store except Tempur-Pedic and get upgraded to an adjustable base at no extra charge. You heard me right. And we have no credit check payment plans.
Hi, I'm Phil DiGiorgio. Planning for the future isn't always easy, but protecting what you've worked so hard for is important. The DiGiorgio Law Firm invites you to a free estate planning and asset protection workshop to be held on September 18th, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the DiGiorgio Law Firm offices at 258 Genesee Street, Utica, New York. Seats are limited, so call 315-732-3155 to reserve your spot. At this free workshop, you'll learn how to use trusts to preserve your home and assets from the high costs of long-term care, how to safeguard inheritances for loved ones receiving public benefits, and discover techniques to help you access Medicaid benefits for home care or nursing home costs without spending your assets down to zero. Take control of your legacy. You can't take it with you, but you can decide where it goes. Call the DiGiorgio Law Firm today at 315-732-3155 to RSVP for the workshop or to schedule your own consultation. Again, that's 315-732-3155. The DiGiorgio Law Firm. Start protecting your hard-earned assets now.
Now that we're getting older, we've been putting more thought into maintaining our health.
We knew the water we drink every day could be filled with contaminants, so
we called Leaf Home Water Solutions.
They came to our home and did a free water test and gave us the analysis right away.
We were shocked at what we saw.
They found heavy metals like iron and copper.
Our own tap water was putting our health at risk, but Leaf Home Water Solutions made it easy to get safer water from every tap and hose. A whole home solution.
They have more than 250 product combinations and designed a system that fits our needs and budget. The installation took less than a day.
With Leaf Home Water Solutions, our water is safer and healthier. When we drink, when we cook, when we shower, even when we garden.
We feel better about our health.
Thanks to Leaf Home Water Solutions.
Schedule your free home water test today at leafhome.com/free and save 15% on all home water treatment systems. That's leafhome.com/free for your free home water test and 15% off. leafhome.com/free.
The Potting Shed Antiques in Whitesboro is buying silver, gold-filled, vintage costume, estate jewelry, and U.S. and Canadian coins. They've been your hometown buyer for over 50 years. While other gold and silver buyers claim to offer the highest prices, the Potting Shed Antiques actually delivers. Let Don Hartman take a look at your individual pieces or your entire collection. The Potting Shed Antiques, open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Please call ahead for an appointment. Visit thepottingshedantiques.com.
When it comes to the ones we love, their comfort and dignity matter most. That is why Hospice and Palliative Care is here for you. When you want your loved ones' wishes to be honored, when you want them to be comfortable, safe, and secure, and when you want them to be wherever they call home, Hospice and Palliative Care is the right choice. Our team of professional doctors, nurses, social workers, and bereavement counselors are dedicated to providing compassionate care every step of the way. At Hospice, your loved one is not alone, and neither are you. We are just a phone call away, ready to support you through this journey. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison County for the comfort and dignity your loved ones deserve. For more information, visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call us today at 315-735-6484. Hospice and Palliative Care, Middle Settlement Road, New Hartford, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties.
When you need us most.
Hi, this is Ray Durso of the Genesis Group. If you're interested in keeping up with events and news in the Mohawk Valley region, I have the show for you. It's called This Week in the Mohawk Valley, and it airs every Sunday on WIBX. Join us as we talk with area business leaders, elected officials, law enforcement, educators, and more. Don't miss This Week in the Mohawk Valley every Sunday at 9 a.m. on WIBX 950 a.m. 92.3 FM.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. Wolfspeed has announced it's received court approval to exit Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The news comes as the tech company looks to return to industry leadership as it launches a new 200mm silicon carbide product. The announcement came on Friday. Utica police are investigating an incident in which a 19-year-old MVCC student was struck by a car near Proctor High School. Police say the student was hospitalized on Friday at Wynn Hospital. It happened during a high-traffic dismissal during Proctor's dismissal at 2:30 p.m. And a statement by the Utica Superintendent, Christopher Spence, he said the matter is being taken with the utmost seriousness. The Utica Police Department and the Utica City School District are working together as the investigation continues. The Oneida County Sheriff's Department is asking for the public's help in finding an ATV operator in Waterville involved in two separate incidents where the driver, according to police, failed to comply. The incidents happened in the Sanger Avenue area of the village. Anyone with details is asked to call the Oneida County Sheriff's Department Waterville Field Office at 315-725-2006. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office and Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers are asking for the public's help in finding a person wanted locally on 3 warrants, according to investigator Sahid Karsik of the Oneida County Sheriff's Department. Investigators from the Oneida County Sheriff's Office Warrants Unit are attempting to locate and arrest 38-year-old Michael Schurer. Schurer's last known address was in the town of Vienna. Police say Schurer is wanted for violating the terms and conditions of probation. Any information is confidential and can be forwarded to the Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers or the Utica Police Department's Warrants Unit. Full details are available on our website at WIBX950.com. And after a couple of weeks of increases, the price of gas is steadying a bit in central New York. AAA says the average cost for a gallon of regular fuel right now is $3.19. That's the same as it was last week. Nationally, it's $3.17. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
The mild weather and dry weather will be continuing as we kick off the new week. Great outdoor weather. Good for the fall color show with warm days and cool nights. Little patchy fog early today, then it's sunshine 80. How about through midweek? Tuesday and Wednesday, mostly sunny, low 80s during the day, low to mid 50s at night. Cooler into the North Country. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently, we have clear skies and 53 degrees. At 7:45, time for Micah's free money question of the day. This morning, it is worth $150. Davey, get ready. I'm taking caller 1. First caller right now at 315-736-0186 gets a shot at $150 on WIBX.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hey, listen, Barneveld, it's time to celebrate. GPO Federal Credit Union is marking 10 years in Barneveld. Celebrate September to win their Barneveld bundle. $350 in local gift cards. And all month long at the branch, there are all sorts of different things that are going on, including collecting for the Foothills Rural Community Ministry. Barneveld, the people of GPO are saying thank you. And come in and celebrate. Go to gpofcu.com for full details. GPO Federal Credit Union, committed to excellence, membership eligibility required, NCUA insured, entry into the contest that they hold this month based on opening a checking account. See the Bridge for full details. Contest ends September 30th, 2025. All right, Jeff Manaski is in. We're going to get back into our conversation here and read some of these comments that are something. Would you feel that's a fair assessment of some of the comments?
Yeah.
Comments are something. We
want more of them.
Something. Let me bring in Kevin in New Hartford. Hello, Kevin. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. This is the Hobica Free Money question of the day. Happens about this time every day. We give somebody a chance to win cash. Today, it's $150 on the line from the Hobica Law Firm. For your legal needs, call Joseph and Andrew Hobica at 315-724-1600. If you're ready, I'm ready, and you know you have 7 seconds to answer. Get your answer in, and hopefully you'll walk away with $150 today. All right?
Okay. We'll give it a shot.
Okay, Kevin, here is your question. The first ever Primetime Emmy Awards was held in what year? Ready, go.
1949.
Was it 1949? It was!
Yeah, I thought so. Good job. Just some quick math there, right?
Very nice job. Very nice job. It was 1949, and you've won $150. All right, Kevin, did you do the math? Did you know it? Did you guess? Did you Google? How did you do it?
Believe it or not, it was a wild guess this morning.
It was. I thought it was. It sounded like you were just kind of picking a number out of the sky. 49 is absolutely it. When you think about it, it's pretty easy because TV was really just beginning to get started during the 1940s. So you could see some sort of an awards landing either in the early or in the late 40s or early 1950s. So 49, I think, was a really good guess.
I knew last year was 75.
That's right.
I just did the math quick, and I was shocked that you blurted out 1949. That's awesome.
Jeff immediately knew the answer. All right, stand by. Davey's going to hook you up. We'll give you the all-in-one food and fun card. Plus, you're on the line for $150.
All right, sounds good. Thanks a lot.
All right, Kevin. Nice
Good job, Kevin.
There that goes. You know that with the contests are becoming more and more difficult on the radio because of ChatGPT. And did you know that the new iPhone
it doesn't spit out the wrong answer?
Sometimes it does.
That's only when RFK uses it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes it does. Today, the new iPhone, the iOS comes out. So the new software that makes your current phone look new. And just now that you've figured out how to use your current phone, you're going to be all confused after the update because you're like, where is this? Now where is this? Where do I do this? How do I do that? And also for any Mac computers, the watches and the iPads and Apple TV all get updated today. The update comes down.
I'm sure you're excited.
I feel like a geek if I say yes, but I'd say yeah. I always look forward to it.
I don't think it makes you a geek. I'm not as into it certainly as you are, but
well, you will be affected by it because you have an iPhone, and your iPhone will have a completely different look once it updates with today's update. So, you want to pipe in on any of the conversation we're having? Not necessarily this one. But there's a lot going on out there, and how do you stop how do you stop the current trend of whether it's school shootings or political shootings or it was just horrible. The guy on the train, where was that in the Carolina? Where was that? Who the young lady sitting in front of me?
I think it was in North Carolina.
And I think so. Really, really just terrible. How do you stop it?
North Carolina.
I do have a few comments here. Let's see. And a lot of people do believe that it's the rhetoric. I don't think the rhetoric helps by any means.
Well, and when you mentioned the North Carolina situation, I don't think this had anything to do with political violence. I think it was a mental health issue.
And I think that a lot of this, if you think you're going to change the world in some way by assassinating Kirk, then you got to have a screw loose, right? This kid had to. If you can be influenced to the point on the things that you're reading where you can go out and get a gun and shoot someone, then you got to have a screw loose. There's got to be. So mental illness does play a role in this, I would think. So there are people that can read something, hear something, watch something, and be angry about it and not go out and kill somebody. That's most people. But there is this small population that is willing to become radicalized to the point where they go out and kill somebody. That doesn't make sense to me.
I agree with you. It doesn't make sense to me either, and I think most level-headed people wouldn't take that approach. But I think in some ways it's about silencing that voice, that they disagree with that person or have so much hate in them for an individual or an ideology.
And I get that.
They're looking to silence that voice.
I get that, but there's only a very small part of the population that would be willing to.
Oh, yeah, no question.
Right? Can you imagine waking up the next morning, you're that kid, and you wake up and you realize it wasn't a dream. I did all that. I did that, and now my parents are convincing me to turn myself in, and they've made a phone call to the FBI, and I'm probably going to be put in prison, and after several appeals, I will be killed because he's certainly going to get the death penalty.
Yeah,
that'll take forever, by the way, to happen, but he'll get it. Any other comments you want to get into?
Well, I want to get into the Lance stuff. I thought that was funny.
What did Lance say? Hold people accountable with the death penalty. That's easy and alien. I think this kid will face the death penalty. Bill, you keep saying people should call in. I can't. This is Lance and Lee. I can't call from work. I'm not allowed. Who do you think I am? Samantha Testa? Must be the cell phone policy doesn't cover teachers, he says.
Oh, wow, Lance.
Mike in Frankfurt, the world promotes violence everywhere you look. Lyrics, movies, shows, social media, etc. Tom.
He's got a point there.
Tom in Rome. Bill in New York City. The homeless don't ask for spare change anymore. They ask for a few dollars because of inflation.
Yeah.
And then Big Honey says, wow, you're the same guy that was saying Biden was just fine. I don't know what that is in where that comment is. What did I say?
I don't know.
I never said he was just fine. I just said he's showing up at press conferences and somehow he's running the country, but the guy can barely walk. I never said he was fine. Never thought he should have been the candidate. Never liked Joe Biden to begin with, to be honest with you. But go ahead. You think what you think, Big Honey. Because who's going to challenge you in heckler?
I think Lance and Lee also made a comment. Wow, Jeff, I didn't realize you were such a cheapskate.
Yeah,
why are you opposed to people giving money to the homeless? Don't listen to Mike Galimi. And all I'm saying is, look, you want to put him up in an apartment? You want to buy his lunch or her lunch? That's fine. Look, you want to help your fellow man or woman? That's awesome. I think that's great. But giving them cash on the side of the road, they will buy drugs and or alcohol with it.
You're not helping the situation by giving them money.
Right. It's not like, oh, if I just get them over the hump today,
they're going to be better tomorrow. No.
Right. They'll just be back out there with a handout and a new sign tomorrow.
If they survive tonight. Because chances are they'll buy drugs with it, and that could be the last drug they actually take. You're not making it better. And the other thing is, don't make eye contact. Don't make it. The minute you make eye contact, you're screwed.
And I'm sorry if Lance didn't know, I'm a huge cheapskate. I'm a huge cheapskate.
It's terrible.
Has nothing to do with the homeless.
Which is probably not such a bad thing. You're good with your money. Is
I'm
that
frugal.
A cheapskate? You're frugal.
Yeah.
Mike and Skyler. Good morning, Michael.
Hey, good morning. Well, the big day is finally here. So at 1 o'clock, that's when all the updates.
You guys. You guys are funny. The big day is finally
here.
I just wonder how much of a difference is it? You think it's
Well,
going
here it
to?
is.
Oh, it's a big difference.
This is the thing.
Oh, it's
See,
big.
The thing is, they have updates all year long, but the one in September is the big one because they're not just updating the phone, but you get all the new features. In June, when they have that big keynote, I ended up watching it again because you forget.
Yeah, you do forget. I did too.
You forget the things. But another thing that's different is usually they split it. They put the iPhone and is released different than the computer, but today all of them are coming out, all 5 updates. I can only test 4 of them because I don't have Vision OS. I don't have the goggles.
Well, listen,
okay,
it is a big difference. I mean, Jeff said, it only makes a little bit of it. This is going to be a significant change. Your phone will look different. There'll be things that you try to do with it that
so
you're
my
used
layout's not going to look like that?
It's going to change a little bit.
I mean, that's what yours generally looks like, right?
Mine kind of does, yeah.
Yeah. So you're telling me the way I access apps will be different?
I can't remember all of the changes, but there will be
the appearance. The one thing I'm looking forward, one of the features I'm looking forward to is hold assist. When you call someone, you get hold music on the phone.
Yeah. There's
going to be a new way that it'll hold, so you don't have to sit around and wait. You can do it, and then they'll contact you back. I was watching some of that stuff.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Plus you can now do on your phone. If you're talking to somebody in a foreign language, it's going to be easier to do the translation.
Oh, good.
And you do that so often. I mean, if you're bringing a package to somebody's door and they're like, "Get off my porch," and they say it in Portuguese, you'll be able to just put your phone out and say it again.
No, that's great.
Yeah. That'll be nice.
And even when you're FaceTiming too, it'll show if you're talking to someone, they'll be speaking their language, and you'll hear them in your own language.
You could, yeah.
They'll be doing that.
But how often are you, to Bill's point, how often are you FaceTiming somebody?
We talk to foreign people all the time. I mean, how else could I give to them unless I ask, how much do you want here on the corner? And a lot of these people are foreign speakers. A lot of them are.
One thing I got to find out too, CarPlay.
CarPlay has
CarPlay,
big.
And then there's CarPlay Ultra. You got to figure out which. Do you know if you have CarPlay Ultra or CarPlay?
I don't have Ultra. However, there are changes that are coming to both. Ultra is where you can change your whole dash, the look of your whole dash. But Mike, I'm up against the clock. I gotta take a break. But Mazda does not participate in that. I have a Mazda. All right.
I got Ford.
All right. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep.
See,
you're welcome.
I am not the only one excited that there's a new operating system coming out today. And there are a lot of new features, too, if you do work on a computer, which I do. Got a break. We have news coming up. We'll continue this, believe it or not.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
They have DNA evidence. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The day before suspect in Charlie Kirk's assassination makes a court appearance, FBI Director Kash Patel just told Fox.
We have the DNA on the screwdriver that was found on the rooftop and the towel that the firearm was wrapped in.
And Patel says that matches Tyler Robinson, who remains jailed days after Kirk, a conservative activist, was murdered addressing a crowd at Utah Valley University. Patel also tells Fox the suspect did write a note before the shooting.
And we have evidence to show what was in that note, which is, and I'm going to summarize, basically saying, the suspect wrote a note saying, I have the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it.
There have been vigils across the country, including a big one last night. Fox's Mark Meredith is at the White House.
The president will be heading out to Arizona over the weekend to attend the memorial service. And as you mentioned, last night here in Washington at the Kennedy Center, we saw this moving memorial for Charlie Kirk as top staffers also paid their respects.
I would not be in this position if not for the heroic efforts of Charlie Kirk, who turned the political tide among young people in this country.
That's White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. Secretary of State Marco Rubio's in Israel. Just had talks with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and again calls for the need to disarm Hamas.
Every single hostage, both living and deceased, needs to be home immediately.
Rubio is also urging Qatar to continue helping negotiate a ceasefire in Gaza after last week's Israeli airstrike targeting Hamas in Qatar, angering that country's leaders. They honored TV's best shows last night at the Emmys on CBS, and the studio won big. Outstanding comedy among the 13 awards the Apple show won last night and last weekend. Seth Rogen, the show's creator, won Best Actor.
If you watched our show, if you appreciated our show, if you voted for our show especially, thank you very much. I'm legitimately embarrassed by how happy this makes me.
The Emmy for Outstanding TV Drama went to The Pit. Adolescents got Best Limited Series. America's listening to Fox News.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion? That's billion with a B? Yeah. Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words micro. That's pound 250, micro.
James Carey joined the United States Marine Corps after being inspired by his grandfather. James loved being a Marine, but his life would change forever during a training exercise. James lost consciousness and nearly drowned. The incident resulted in a brain injury that left James blind, unable to use his body, susceptible to memory loss, and more. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation built James a specially adapted smart home, enabling him to live more independently. Help heroes like James. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at t2t.org.
The aftermath of Charlie Kirk's assassination includes concern about other political threats to members of Congress.
Oklahoma GOP Senator James Lankford said one need only look at U.S. Capitol Police estimates to understand the dangers those on Capitol Hill face is real.
There have been 14,000 threats against members of Congress just this calendar year.
Delaware Democratic Senator Chris Coons said the threats increase the more tragic scenes are shared online.
Taking the horrific images of these incidents and propagating them on the internet adds fuel to the fire.
Both senators on CBS Face the Nation. The White House is asking for an additional $58 million to boost security for the executive and judicial branches in the wake of Charlie Kirk's killing. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
The price at the gas pump has risen 7 cents the last 3 weeks, but analyst Trilby Lundberg predicts
a gentle slope downward in price, considering summer driving is over with.
Her survey of stations has regular gas at $3.29 per gallon. AAA's national average less at $3.17. On Wall Street, stock futures are rising before this week's trading. A prolific songwriter has died.
Bobby Hart was one half of the songwriting duo Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart. They wrote hit records for Chubby Checker, Paul Revere and the Raiders, Jay and the Americans, and several of the Monkees hits. They also produced the music for several Columbia Pictures films. Boyce and Hart recorded 3 albums together, one of which produced a top 10 hit in 1968. Tommy Boyce died in 1993 after months of declining health. Bobby Hart died last Wednesday. He was 86. Jack Callahan, Fox News.
There's a new king of the box office. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle had a $70 million opening weekend. That's a record for an anime film. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. Wolfspeed has announced it's received court approval to exit Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The news comes as the tech company looks to return to industry leadership as it launches a new 200mm silicon carbide product. The announcement came on Friday. Utica police are investigating an incident in which a 19-year-old MVCC student was struck by a car near Proctor High School. Police say the student was hospitalized on Friday at Wynn Hospital. It happened during a high-traffic dismissal during Proctor's dismissal at 2:30 p.m. And a statement by the Utica superintendent, Christopher Spence, he said the matter is being taken with the utmost seriousness. The Utica Police Department and the Utica City School District are working together as the investigation continues. The Oneida County Sheriff's Department is asking for the public's help in finding an ATV operator in Waterville involved in 2 separate incidents where the driver, according to police, failed to comply. The incidents happened in the Sanger Avenue area of the village. Anyone with details is asked to call the Oneida County Sheriff's Department Waterville Field Office at 315-725-2006. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office and Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers are asking for the public's help in finding a person wanted locally on 3 warrants, according to investigator Sahid Karsik of the Oneida County Sheriff's Department. Investigators from the Oneida County Sheriff's Office Warrants Unit are attempting to locate and arrest 38-year-old Michael Schurer. Schurer's last known address was in the town of Vienna. Police say Schorer is wanted for violating the terms and conditions of probation. Any information is confidential and can be forwarded to the Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers or the Utica Police Department's Warrants Unit. Full details are available on our website at WIBX950.com. And after a couple of weeks of increases, the price of gas is steadying a bit in central New York. AAA says the average cost for a gallon of regular fuel right now is $3.19. That's the same as it was last week, and is also 10 cents more than it was what motorists were paying at this time 1 month ago. The state average for gasoline is currently $3.25 a gallon. Nationally, it's $3.17. In sports, the Buffalo Bills are 2-0 to start the season after rolling to an easy victory on the road in the Meadowlands. Buffalo running back James Cook had 2 touchdowns, and Elijah Cook added a rushing score as the Bills defeated the New York Jets 30-10 at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey yesterday. Buffalo quarterback Josh Allen had 148 yards passing and 59 yards on the ground in the win. The Bills are back home Thursday, short week, when they host the Miami Dolphins. The Giants dropped back-to-back on a back-and-forth battle after falling to the Cowboys 40-37 in overtime from Arlington in a nail-biter. Russell Wilson cooked as he served up 450 passing yards to go with 3 touchdowns. He also threw a key interception. New York is 0-2 and will host the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 3. And last night in Sunday Night Football, heard here on WIBX, the Atlanta Falcons scored 10 unanswered in the fourth quarter to beat the Minnesota Vikings 22-6. In Major League Baseball, we're nearing the end of the season. The Mets snapped their lengthy losing streak after beating the Texas Rangers 5-1 in 10 innings from Queens. Pete Alonso won the game after slugging a walk-off 3-run homer in the bottom of the 10th. New York is third in the National League wild card and will host the San Diego Padres for a 3-game set that starts tomorrow night. The Mets had lost 8 straight games. The Yankees were unable to complete the series sweep after falling to the Red Sox 6-4 at Fenway. Week 3 of the season is now in the books. Syracuse blew out Colgate 66-24. In Saturday's Believe Bowl at Gaetano Stadium, Utica University dominated RPI 41-14. Hamilton College fell in their season opener at home 24-17 to Williams. SUNY Morrisville fell to University of Rochester 30-14, and Cortland defeated Union 30-6. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Mild weather and dry weather will be continuing as we kick off the new week. Great outdoor weather. Good for the fall color show with warm days and cool nights. Little patchy fog early today, then it's sunshine 80. How about through midweek? Tuesday and Wednesday, mostly sunny, low 80s during the day, low to mid-50s at night. Cooler into the North Country. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stijik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Sunshine right now, 55 to start things off here for this Monday morning. Coming up, we'll talk about Sculpture Space. They're having an event. Their charity event is coming up on Friday at Sculpture Space. We'll get into that a little bit. Also, a local filmmaker, very interesting story. The murder of Kim Simon. Its public debut is coming up at the Stanley on the 18th this week. We'll talk about that and all your comments on a host of topics here this morning, like Lance and Lee. Jeff. You probably still have your first communion money. Give me a break.
No, I don't.
Giving a couple of bucks to the homeless will not kill you.
No, it won't kill me. It won't kill me, but you're encouraging the behavior.
Big Honey and Hecla said the comment about, and you're the one that said Biden was still in control. The comment was about Josh Allen, your denial that Josh Allen is about to fall from grace. I could not disagree more on that, but we'll see. We'll see.
I don't think I agree either.
Big Honey. We'll see. I thought he, even in a tough situation yesterday, looked really, really good. And they won by how many touchdowns?
Yeah, they won 30-10. It was never a game.
It was never a game. Got a break. We'll come back at WIBX.
Beautiful woodwork adds warmth and charm to any kitchen. But years of use can leave your cabinets worn and faded. When you call Enhance, we'll make your cabinets as good as new again in as little as 1 day for a lot less than you'd pay for traditional refinishing or replacements. Whether you want to renew your cabinet's original finish or completely change their color, just tell us the look you want and we'll help you get it. Or bring your hardwood floors back to life. With most Enhance renewals, you can use your floors again the same day. Plus, there's no mess, no dust, and no odors. Call Enhance today for a free in-home consultation. We'll explain the process, we'll show you how your cabinets or floors will look when we're done, and we promise you'll be really pleased with the price. And when you trust Enhance, you'll get the skilled workmanship and attention to detail we bring to every job. There's no obligation. Call us now at 738-1113. 738-1113.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
In life, we're often faced with difficult decisions. When it comes to caring for our loved one, the choice can be overwhelming. But amidst the uncertainties, there's one decision that stands out as an act of profound love and gratitude: choosing hospice care. Hospice care isn't just about medical support. It's about honoring the journey of those who've given their all to their families. It's about providing comfort, dignity, and peace in their final days, surrounded by loved ones. Choosing hospice is a way to give back to someone who has selflessly given their life to others. At Hospice and Palliative Care, we understand the weight of this choice. Our compassionate team is here to guide you through every step of the journey, providing personalized care that respects the individuality and dignity of your loved one. When it's time to say goodbye, choose hospice care. Choose love. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties. Visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call 315-735-6484.
When you need us most.
Looking to fall into savings with a reliable ride without the brand new price tag? Then it's time to harvest the deals at Steep Pawnee Chevrolet in Herkimer. Check out their Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicles, perfect for autumn adventures, from leaf-peeping road trips to crisp morning commutes. Every vehicle comes back by a certified warranty and low financing options, so you can drive with confidence through every season. Right now, qualified buyers can lock in cozy fall rates as low as 3.9% for 36 months on top models like the Chevy Blazer, Cruze, Equinox, Malibu, Trailblazer, and Trax. At Steep Pawnee Chevrolet, their family-owned team makes car buying simple, stress-free, and neighborly. You'll drive away warm, confident, and covered in a Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicle. But don't wait. These fall savings won't last past September 30th. So gather the family and head to Steep Pawnee Chevrolet, where it's always easy to do business. Visit us on State Route 28 in Herkimer or online anytime at steeppawneechevy.com. All taxes and fees additional. Customer must qualify for top tier credit through GM Financial. See salesperson for details.
Before there was social media, streaming, and even color television, there was radio. Remember the golden days when you had to tune in to hear what happened to Hopalong Cassidy, or perhaps the Green Hornet? What if you could relive those days again? Hi, I'm Greg Bell, the host of When Radio Was, a show that's dedicated to the very best of radio's golden age. From classic performances by Jack Benny to tales of terror on Lights Out. It's all here on When Radio Was, starting every Sunday at 11 p.m., only on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Which classic broadcast will you hear next?
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
A couple little items here. Lead-free Mohawk Valley. Go to leadfreemv.org. You know, there's $30,000 per unit in HUD lead hazard reduction funding that's available out there. If your home was built before 1978, chances are you're dealing with lead paint. So, and one of the biggest areas is in the city of Utica. Kids 1 and 2, lead poisoning can harm a child's brain development, nervous system, speech, hearing, learning, and behavior. Talk to your doctor and healthcare provider. Kids should be tested at ages 1 and 2 for lead poisoning. Go to leadsafeutica.com or call 315-724-4197. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. I was just there with Dr. Zielinski and that technique that they do. It is a game changer. It really is a game changer. And as you know, right now, the Falcon Clinic announced on the air here that they're not accepting, for a temporary period, they're not accepting new patients because they've had such an influx of new patients over the course of the last several weeks. And as a result, they are now looking for a new provider, a new doctor. And once they find that doctor and he or she is in place, they will begin accepting new patients. The Falcon Clinic is amazing because they take not only an osteopathic look, but a clinical look as well. These are physicians who have, in fact, Dr. Schmemells worked for years in the ER. But there are other things that can be done. It's not always, medicine is not always the answer. It may be the answer, but it's not always the answer. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills will soon be accepting new patients once again. Stand by for that. It'll be coming soon, so they tell us. A couple of things. I do have comments. Do you have anything you want to get into?
No.
Okay, because I got something that's going to take us in a bit of a different direction. Is it some guy in the 315? I love the on YouTube, the knowledge on YouTube. The people who post, some of them on YouTube, have such abilities to come right into my mind and know exactly what I'm thinking and what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing. Like, there's a guy named Tony Baloney. Oh, and Tony Baloney, 315. Tony Baloney says, no mention of Lanigan. No mention of Judge Clark on your program. Is it because you've been told not to by Mr. Pacenti?
What?
Yeah.
Is this about the case?
Yeah. So we covered the we covered the story in the news. I just said, what is there to talk about? To be honest with you. So Lanigan was in court. They were both in court last week. And Lanigan has been charged, and they offered a plea deal. And Lanigan said no to the plea deal and said he believes that when the video is released, it will show that he is innocent.
Really?
That's what he says. And I thought we covered it. I mean, is there more that somebody would like me to cover? Tony Baloney, you got something more? Let me know. I'm here.
Do you know what the offer was? I don't know what the offer was.
It was Friday. We had it on Friday.
See. Is it? I'm on our website right now.
But it would
I'm
be
doing the hour thing again.
It would be pleading guilty, and then I think there would be a 1 year. You have to look it up exactly.
No, I'm looking.
And then why aren't you talking about Judge Clark? Well, I got to tell you, I thought we covered this one last week too, but if you want me to, or if you want to call in on these issues, feel free. But I would say this on the Judge Clark situation. I believe that every judge probably has an opinion. I have certainly run across a few in my years.
Sure.
One in particular who had an opinion, and I feel used that opinion against me. And was not fair. Piece of garbage. That's what Judge Piece of Garbage would call him. However, think all judges are put in a position where they have to deal with the fact that they probably have a personal opinion.
Everybody has an opinion about
Everybody
everything.
does.
Yeah.
We're human, unless we want AI to serve as judges. And I think in that, and because of that, do they have the integrity to judge a case fairly? And I believe that Judge Clark probably does. I believe that she does. And if she were to say, I feel this. If she were to say I'm recusing myself, I do feel she'd be saying that I can't be an independent judge, that I'm unable to do that. My opinion guides me, and I don't think any judge would admit that. Certainly, she's not going to say that she can't go forward on the Caitlin Connolly case, which, by the way, there is no case right now. There's no charge against her at this point. I'm not surprised that she did not recuse herself.
Okay, and what is the potential conflict? I don't remember.
So
this.
You got to be brought up to speed because you're on FedEx speed right now. So here's the deal. There were apparently before she had the case, she was alleged that she was at a Christmas party, and there are two people who say they heard her say, I think Caitlin Connolly is innocent. And as a result, the district attorney asked, because of that, and he brought the signed, one of them is the Scott McNamara was one of them. And as a result, he asked the judge to step aside, saying that she could not be fair. She has an opinion on the case. So last week, the judge came and made her decision and said, I will not step aside. I will not recuse myself. I have never been biased in any case in 25 years, and I certainly won't be biased in this case if there is one. Reminding everybody, right now there is no case against Caitlin Connolly.
Okay, so sometimes conflict of interest simply involves the implication, the idea, the possibility of some impropriety or bias.
Right.
So if she did in fact make those statements, and certainly I would imagine in every case that a judge oversees, when they have an opinion, right? But once that opinion allegedly,
well, remember the
espoused,
the opinion came before she was a judge on this case.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So if that was actually said, I certainly would seem that, she has an opinion on the case. I almost wonder, I don't know.
My point is every judge is going to have an opinion on the case.
Correct. But what I'm saying is once you verbalized it, allegedly, once you verbalized it, that some people will walk away from that thinking that...
well, let me tell you that she is not the judge that the DA wants on this case. Because she, if you remember during the hearing, when she basically said, I'm not going to release any of the files, and that Caitlin Connolly is free to go, the DA wanted her held for a period of time while they presented a case to the grand jury. And she said, no, there are no charges against her. If you want to arrest her again, that's another thing. But right now, there are no charges against her. She's free to go. And it was a very heated discussion. So I would imagine the DA is like, I would rather have another judge on the case, despite the statements that were made.
Interesting.
So I don't know. I just can't imagine a judge would say, yeah, I can't be. If you're related to the person, I could see it'll be hard for me to be unbiased in this case. But I feel like every judge that sits on the bench has an opinion going in, and I know what you're saying that she said it at a party, but every judge probably has an opinion going into a case, and they're bound to be unbiased. They have to be fair, even if they going in have some thoughts on the case.
Right. So it just seems like once that's been out publicly, it would raise some questions. And I'm certainly no expert on this topic. I'm just giving you my opinion as we sit here and I enjoy my morning coffee.
The good news is neither
Nobody
one of
cares.
us are experts, and no one is listening to us. Only one person. We sometimes get to. Yeah. I want to go to Tom. Tom Montan is the executive director of Sculpture Space, and every year they hold a really cool event at Sculpture Space, and it is their annual charity event, which is coming up on Friday. Tom, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. I really do appreciate it. Yes, we are very excited to announce our 36th annual. Believe it or not, we've been doing it for 36 years.
Oh boy! I think I was at the first one.
Art auction, and it is, I think, one of the best art auctions this side of the Mississippi. Truly, it's an amazing evening. We call it the party of the century. Each year is the party of the century, and it's just a lot of fun. A lot of people, a lot of great art, and a chance to give back to the community, because everything that is purchased that evening is. It benefits the Sculpture Space residency program here in Utica. So,
and these are all pieces that were made by those who have taken up residency at Sculpture Space.
I'd say not all from residents, but a heck of a lot of them for sure. Absolutely, a lot of them. Yeah.
All right, and so it's Friday night. How do they get tickets? All of that stuff.
Yes, 5 o'clock. Basically, it's at 12 Gate Street in the Brewery District, Sculpture Space Studios. We transformed the studio. And www.sculpturespace.org is where you can find tickets.
Okay. Great event. And, of course, the money all goes to support the program. How many artists do you get a year that come in to...
We bring in about 20 to 25 artists a year, and they come from all over the world. They come from as we have an artist coming in next month from Egypt, believe it or not. So very, very far away. So.
All right. Okay, it's Friday night, the annual 36 years this has been going on. That is crazy. Good stuff. Tom, thank you for the update.
Thank you, and look forward to seeing you there.
All right, have a great day.
Okay.
Tom Montan with Sculpture Space. I do love this. Is it Deeds that says this? Who says this? Tony. This is the banter going back on YouTube. I think I'm just going to start following the show on YouTube Live.
It's a good one.
You can see it, and there are a ton of comments here. Tony, we are not allowed to bring up anything that makes Bill's friends look bad. He controls the narrative and censors us.
Well, see, that's where you're wrong. That's the beautiful thing about YouTube. You can say whatever you want up there.
Right. I can't take it down. And I'm even repeating what you wrote, for God's sakes. Quick break. And
I have an opinion on this Rome Mayor thing. I just read a story. Well, let's do it on the other side, because I'd like some thoughts from our listeners as well, who we will uncontrollably censor. We will undoubtedly censor and mute the answers that we don't like. So
you want me to take the filmmaker first? Do that first? Okay, I'll do that, seeing he's right here. So let me take Nick. Nick Sardinia is the...
Oh, yeah, this is about the...
Yes.
Yeah.
Is a local filmmaker, Silence and Shame, the murder of Kim Simon. Its public debut is coming up Thursday night at the Stanley Theater, and Nick is on the line right now to talk about this. Good morning, Nick.
Hey, how are you?
Good. All right, talk about the film and what you... did you dig anything up? Is there going to be anything released that any wow factor that people are going to walk away and say, I think Nick has changed my mind here?
I believe so. I don't know what everyone thinks. There's definitely differing opinions on, you talk to 100 people, you probably get 5 or 6 different names will come up that they, this person definitely did it, or this person, then you talk to the next guy and it's another person. So, but I think there's several things that'll come up that people will be absolutely amazed by.
It is the big unsolved case that has had many obstacles along the way. Give us a little hint of what you've discovered in your investigation here.
Well, I would say that Well, first of all, it's not a film. It's a lot of people think it's just a one-time thing, like a 2-hour show. It's actually going to be a 10-episode docu-series, I guess you would call it.
Oh, okay.
So this is just like a more of a screening for the first episode, just for the local area, since obviously it happened here. But the things we found is we just go through. I'm not going to give out too much here, but we go through pretty much from weeks leading up to what happened all the way till today. And, obviously there's several things that happened on the way that, people thought the case was pretty much solved for a long period.
Right, well, Stephen Barnes went to
20 years,
prison,
right?
Yeah.
Yes, so it got dug up back, and then the majority of it probably from, I would say, episode 4, middle 4 to 5 starts pretty much the second chapter, the new journey, the new investigation. All these new names come up, some old, some that were thrown out there earlier, but a lot of new ones that no one even heard about. And I tell you the truth, there's some that I never even, and I've lived through this my whole
Well, you went to school with her, right?
Right. She was a year ahead of me. Her best friend was my neighbor growing up. We, we're hanging out when we're toddlers till, probably maybe a year before this happened. She moved away, but, that's pretty much where we dig into the meat of it, is starting after Steve got out. That we go through that whole thing for the first 3-4 episodes, but from 5 to 10 is all in the new investigation, and then what we've learned pretty much since 2008.
Okay. All right. Have you been able to secure a platform to, whether it be Netflix or Prime? Have you secured anything yet?
We do have fallback options for sure. We do have offers from people to put it on Prime right now, Amazon Prime and Apple. But we're not sure if we're going to use them. Obviously, you give away control, you give away percentages and stuff like that. We're looking into doing stuff ourselves. We haven't really made a final decision yet. It'll probably be, and one thing I want to clear up, after we put this first one on, everyone thinks like this is the only time the first one is going to be out. All 10 will be released in the ensuing months, probably 2-3 months afterward. And all 10 will be out at once. We haven't really decided exactly where it's going to be yet, but
okay, all right.
That'll come.
So this is Thursday night. This is happening at the Stanley.
So you're basically seeing episode 1 on Thursday night.
Episode 1 you'll see Thursday night. I mean, it's more of a screening to see how, there may be spots we look and, maybe we need to tinker with that. But this is pretty much 99% of what episode 1 is going to be.
Okay.
Yes, and then all 10, even including episode 1, will be released at a later date altogether.
Okay, and that hasn't been finalized yet, the release date?
No, it'll be within a couple months. I'm not going to put it out around the holidays, so
okay.
It's not
be after
not
the first of the year.
Thing.
Yeah.
So it could be either before Thanksgiving, or if it's between Thanksgiving and Christmas, I'm not going to release it then. So it'll be like the very beginning of the next, 2026.
So, and Nick, when you say for this debut of episode 1 that there's possibly some tinkering that can go on, is the full 10 episodes finalized, if you will? Is this complete, or are you still working on it?
8 are complete. We actually, believe it or not, we've gotten some late news in, and it's something that, put it this way, that has, the reinvestigation, they were really spent a ton of time on this and couldn't figure it out. And with help of one of the investigators, and, I'm digging up stuff, we've actually think we've solved this one aspect that they couldn't figure out. So we're adding some stuff on that we're still working on for the last 2 episodes.
That's wild. So this this is really not complete.
Have you done a film before? Or is this your first?
No,
first
thing,
venture.
Because it was more or less, I worked in sports for years.
Yeah.
Over 20 years doing that, and then I guess it was one good thing for me that came out of COVID, because I had nothing to do for a year. So I'm like, I've always wanted to do this, so I really dove in. not knowing what it entailed, I think it would be like a year or two thing, and it ended up being 5 years because there's so much to it that
right.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I can't wait to see it, Nick. So we appreciate the time this morning and keep us up to date. We would love to talk to you again when you you pick a place for this to actually stream.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I definitely will. We'll keep you updated.
I would tell you that well, maybe it's because I had COVID. I know it was between Christmas and New Year's when I think I streamed 3 or 4. Binge watched because I was in the basement at the time.
Yeah.
And I think I really streamed. I binge watched maybe 2 or 3 streaming series. The one with a little short,
Natalia Grace.
Natalia Grace. I think I went through like 3 seasons of that. So that's a good time right after Christmas.
Yeah.
Especially if everybody gets COVID again, that would be perfect. So let's hope that doesn't happen. So
no.
All right, Nick, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Nice talking to you.
Good luck. Okay.
Bye.
Wow. So he went to school with her. It was a year before her, but it becomes one of these unsolved cases that a lot of people have theories. These tend to, when you have a series on Netflix or what have you, and it's a unsolved murder situation, there becomes this whole group of people around the country that begin to become investigators. And it's amazing what comes out of it. I'm not sure that the crimes get solved, but it's amazing what comes out of it. We'll see. A lot to talk about. I got a bunch of comments. Some are downright something. We'll get to it coming up.
Don't overpay for your next mattress. Take advantage of Mattress Express's guaranteed lowest price program. Bring in any locally advertised price on a mattress we carry, and we will beat the price. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
Sherry, what have you done to your hair? It looks amazing. I can't believe how thick and healthy it looks. Oh, I must know your secret.
No secret. It's hair volume from New Nordic.
Hair volume, huh? Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Your hair has never looked so thick. It is gorgeous.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic. Purchase at newnordicusa.com, new, NORDICUSA.com, or CVS.
Together, we can do more. On September 19th, our community will hold Mohawk Valley Gives, an online day of giving to benefit area nonprofits. Your Mohawk Valley Gives donation will help hundreds of nonprofit organizations meet our community's greatest needs, and every dollar counts. Join us on September 19th at givemv.org, and let's show everybody that Mohawk Valley gives. Powered by the Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida Counties and Up Mobility Foundation. MV Gives is proudly sponsored by Staffworks and M&T Bank.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down. Get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Captid Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
518-554-0000, 100 Great Oaks, Albany.
All right, coming up, we have a bunch of comments to get to here this morning. It's been a comments day, kind of, Manaski.
I have a couple here, too, that we have to get to.
We'll get into that comment. And by the way, speaking of comments, on the docuseries, this is Mike. Spoiler alert, Tony Baloney is named a potential suspect in the docudrama. Judge Clark claims he's innocent. Story at 11. Oh, Lordy. In Sarah's Flooring Outlet has a top-quality, gorgeous ceramic tile that you're looking for, durable LVP waterproof laminate and vinyl. The best in flooring, no seconds, the best. And in Sarah's has the area's largest inventory in stock. With Sarah's Flooring Outlet's buying power, they get great factory direct deals, and the savings get passed on to you. To prove it, Sarah's Flooring Outlet will meet or beat any advertised price. When it comes time to shop for your new flooring, you're always going to get the best price at Sarah's. And right now, Sarah's has interest-free financing. You can take a look at that. 6 months, interest-free financing. They have the experience in floor covering that rivals anyone. So get the best from Sarah's. You see why more people buy from the big store, Route 49, Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and sarahsflooringoutlet.com, just down the street from us. And we just recently purchased tile from them. Still, our contractor's coming soon, but the tile will be it's some like subway tile, which isn't overly unique, but some of the other stuff is very unique. Some of you're not going to see in other homes. They have so much inventory in stock that you can get unique stuff.
Well, what are you doing? What are you redoing?
It's my wife's project. I'm just saying it's my wife's project. The bathroom.
Fair enough.
People of all ages also can experience any level of discomfort in knees, hips, the back that stem from foot issues. Just the other day, I pulled off my shoe to show somebody the inserts in my shoes. It's part of their 3-step system. 3 inserts, 3 steps. There's a strengthener, maintainer, and relaxer. And it really does strengthen your feet and correct your walk so that the pain goes away. And personally, my experience, it works. Commercial Drive in New Hartford, or you can call them to make an appointment, 315-999-3910, or to ask a question, but you do not need an appointment. Make the pain go away. The Good Feet Store, Commercial Drive in New Hartford.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. Wolfspeed has announced it's received court approval to exit Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The news comes as the tech company looks to return to industry leadership as it launches a new 200mm silicon carbide product. The announcement came on Friday. Utica police are investigating an incident in which a 19-year-old MVCC student was struck by a car near Proctor High School. Police say the student was hospitalized on Friday at Wynn Hospital. It happened during a high-traffic dismissal during Proctor's dismissal at 2:30 p.m. And a statement by the Utica Superintendent, Christopher Spence, he said the matter is being taken with the utmost seriousness. The Utica Police Department and the Utica City School District are working together as the investigation continues. The Oneida County Sheriff's Department is asking for the public's help in finding an ATV operator in Waterville involved in 2 separate incidents where the driver, according to police, failed to comply. The incidents happened in the Sanger Avenue area of the village. Anyone with details is asked to call the Oneida County Sheriff's Department Waterville Field Office at 315-725-2006. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office and Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers are asking for the public's help in finding a person wanted locally on 3 warrants, according to investigator Sahid Karsik of the Oneida County Sheriff's Department. Investigators from the Oneida County Sheriff's Office Warrants Unit are attempting to locate and arrest 38-year-old Michael Schurer. Schurer's last known address was in the town of Vienna. Police say Schurer is wanted for violating the terms and conditions of probation. Any information is confidential and can be forwarded to the Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers or the Utica Police Department's Warrants Unit. Full details are available on our website at WIBX950.com. And after a couple of weeks of increases, the price of gas is steadying a bit in central New York. AAA says the average cost for a gallon of regular fuel right now is $3.19. That's the same as it was last week. Nationally, it's $3.17. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Mild weather and dry weather will be continuing as we kick off the new week. Great outdoor weather. Good for the fall color show with warm days and cool nights. Little patchy fog early today, then it's sunshine 80. How about through midweek? Tuesday and Wednesday, mostly sunny, low 80s during the day, low to mid 50s at night. Cooler into the North Country. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently 58 and mostly cloudy skies right now. And by the way, for those on YouTube saying they're not going to talk about the Judge Clark thing, we tried to get the DA on and also Caitlin Conley's attorney. Both had said until the judge makes a decision, they're not able to come on, so we're expecting to have both of them on this week. So it is something we have been, Davey has been working on. A couple of other quick things. Nagel, I did not mean that as a statement towards you at all. Please, we're Nagel is our contractor.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, Nagel's
so
great. Yeah.
I'm not saying
Have you seen?
His work is tremendous.
It's tremendous.
And it's worth the wait, Nagel, I'm telling you.
Sorry, he's good. He's busy sometimes.
Breaking news: framework for a TikTok deal between the U.S. and China has been reached, according to President Trump. So let's see what happens. TikTok may not be going away. I couldn't sleep last night over it.
Oh, please.
Quick break, and we'll take your comments here and wrap it up for a Monday morning at WIBX.
Beautiful woodwork adds warmth and charm to any kitchen. But years of use can leave your cabinets worn and faded. When you call Enhance, we'll make your cabinets as good as new again in as little as 1 day for a lot less than you'd pay for traditional refinishing or replacements. Whether you want to renew your cabinet's original finish or completely change their color, just tell us the look you want and we'll help you get it. Or bring your hardwood floors back to life. With most Enhance renewals, you can use your floors again the same day. Plus, there's no mess, no dust, and no odors. Call Enhance today for a free in-home consultation. We'll explain the process, we'll show you how your cabinets or floors will look when we're done, and we promise you'll be really pleased with the price. And when you trust Enhance, you'll get the skilled workmanship and attention to detail we bring to every job. There's no obligation. Call us now at 738-1113. 738-1113.
The New York State RV Show is coming to the Great New York State Fairgrounds September 19th through the 21st. On the phone line to tell us more is Deb Kessler.
This is the place to buy on new models, closeouts, and pre-owned, on-site financing. This is the show to come to. And we have 9 dealers that will be displaying many, many units. The hours of the show are Friday, Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And if you come in and purchase a ticket, it's good for all 3 days.
So what are some things going on for the family and kids this weekend?
So we have a trackless train that will be running throughout the entire weekend. We have a kids bounce house. We have food trucks, and we have many vendors that will be on display that will be showing their products and services, things that the average camper or homeowner actually would need.
Where can you go to buy tickets, and how much are they?
If you buy online to skip the line, it's $10, or you can buy them at the door. And for more information, you can visit nysrvshow.com.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Killer Queen, the world-renowned tribute band to the iconic rock group Queen, is coming to the Stanley Theater Friday, September 19th, 2025 at 8 p.m. With a reputation that extends far beyond the UK, Killer Queen's journey has included performances in some of the world's most prestigious arenas. Enjoy your favorite Queen songs like you've never heard them before. Killer Queen, live at the Stanley Theater Friday, September 19th, 2025 at 8 p.m. Get your tickets at the Stanley Theater box office or online at thestanley.org.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, I promised that I would end with comments, and I have many. Do you have anything over there,
Yes.
Matthew?
Okay. So someone sent me on the Judge Clark case. I was trying to express this, and I didn't use the correct words. Okay. So somebody sent me. This is from the ABA, the American Bar Association. Ruling 2.11 or Rule 2.11 disqualification. A judge shall disqualify himself or herself in any proceeding in which a judge's impartiality might reasonably be questioned, including but not limited to the following circumstances, and it runs down a number of cases. I was trying to come up with the phrase, the appearance of opinion
A
or
bias, of being
a
biased.
bias. Yes. So, and I'm not saying that Judge Clark is. I'm just saying if she made those statements in public, there is an appearance that she kind of has already a feeling on this case, and that maybe that appears to be a bias.
And I think what she's saying is, I don't have there is no case for me to have an opinion on. There is no charge against her. And therefore, now she has ruled, though, she has ruled to seal the records from the previous cases because the appellate court threw the case out. They threw that conviction out. Now she's already spent 7 or 8 years in prison. It's going to be interesting. And I also don't know that if the DA, and we'll find out when we have him on, if the DA is able to appeal this and it goes to a higher court that will look at the evidence and make the decision, not Judge Clark making the decision. I wonder if that is the next step. I don't know the answer.
And then the other thing on the Rome situation that we
By the
touched
way,
on.
that was what you read, the rules. That's actually the American Basketball Association, and that's a court judge that they're talking about.
And then this is the Rome mayor case.
Yes.
I'm just pulling this here from WKTV because I know they reached out to get the video. They have a very brief story posted last week about the cameras were not allowed in the courtroom. The plea offer required Lanigan to plead guilty in exchange for a 1-year conditional release and a permanent order of protection for former Mayor Jim Brown. Lanigan is accused of harassing Brown, which I do think
I wouldn't agree to the. That would mean that if Brown is at the Tugalana Club, that Lanigan can't go in. I mean, you're the mayor. I would. That's quite interesting.
Lanigan claims there's video evidence proving his innocence. News Channel 2's request for video was denied twice. If you and I had an altercation in the parking lot,
it wouldn't be denied because it would be already pre-promoted. They'd be showing it at the Stanley Thursday night.
I don't understand why that can't be released.
Lance has a few. Big Honey is easy. Let me go to Scott Moon. Good morning, Scott. I believe everyone should have their own opinion. I listen every day. I never comment just to express agreement, but feel different today. I have no specific reason for this, but the Charlie Kirk assassination has genuinely bothered me in a surprising way. He attached colleges and universities to engage with people who disagreed with him, giving them the opportunity to speak. I cannot help but think if the roles were reversed, we wouldn't be forced to only acknowledge both sides. Cities would be burning. We would be gaslit into accepting and excusing the violence and looting as a natural and understandable response. After Russia, fascist, racist, Hitler, legal warfare, 2 attempts on Trump's life, and now Charlie Kirk. Once again, ordinary people are told they are wrong for what they perceive and feel, and they are wrong to feel the way they do because, after all, he said things they or you disagree with. I love this country, and its greatness stems from the nonviolent discussion of the issues we face. I genuinely want to try to understand why people hold the belief they do. This young man simply engaged people in that discussion, and people are celebrating his death because they disagreed. I mean, I'm not sure, Scott, why you're. All I'm saying is the argument over, and I haven't really talked about the assassination. It was horrific. I saw the video. I can't unsee what I saw.
Yeah, bad.
Horrible. What I'm saying is for us to sit here and say that all all these political attacks are coming from the left, all of them are coming from the right. I'm just saying it's both sides. There's a problem on both sides, in my opinion. In this case, this kid it's a very, very, before we even completely judge on this kid was all over the place when you look at his ideology, and it is quite interesting. But I don't think we really even know on this kid. But does it really matter what side, whether he was pro-Trump or anti-Trump or pro-right or anti-left, does it really matter? We seriously have a major problem in this country where people are taking to guns to solve a dispute or a disagreement. It, to me, just doesn't make any sense. And as for the rhetoric, you have to understand there is rhetoric on both sides. I'm sorry, there is, and actions. I mean, if you're Hispanic right now, you're looking at Hispanics being targeted that are immigrants. What happened in Cato is a really good example there. These are people that we brought in to work. We Americans brought them here to work. And when the immigration system wasn't working properly, what did we do? We said, don't worry about it. We'll work this out. But you still continue to work. Why, Davey? I'm sorry. Why? Because we need your employment. We can't find other people to do it. So we set them up, and now they're being taken in the middle of the night. So there is enough going on in this world for both sides to be angry. But there's a very small group of people, tiny, that are willing to go get a gun and scope out a situation and kill someone over it. And that same small group of our population that is feeling isolated in their school and picked on or whatever and willing to go in and shoot up a school, it's a small number. There is the problem that we have to fix. How do we stop those people from shouting at a conference? You go to an event and it's supposed to be a civil debate and somebody shouts and yells versus someone going with a gun and shooting someone. What clicks inside somebody's head, whether they're left or right, to allow them to justify the killing of another person? And that, to me, I'm just telling you, you can stop all the rhetoric and all of a sudden talk nothing but lilacs and cotton candy, and you're still going to have people shooting because they disagree. This small group, there's something wrong with them, and we have to figure out a way to discover it and to stop them before they go in to a school or a political debate and shoot people. And I don't think anyone owns that group. It's got to be a mental illness thing. I have 10 seconds. I'm sorry.
I love Scott's comment, parts of it that I agree with. 5 when he talks about the violence
3
and we'll pick this up again tomorrow.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
There is forensic evidence against the suspected Charlie Kirk assassin. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
I can report today that the DNA hits from the towel that was wrapped around the firearm and the DNA on the screwdriver are positively processed for the suspect in custody.
That screwdriver was found on the rooftop from where Kirk was shot and murdered last week, addressing a crowd at Utah Valley University. FBI Director Kash Patel also tells Fox the suspected gunman did write a note about taking Kirk out before the shooting, and
his family has collectively told investigators that he subscribed to left-wing ideology, and even more so in these last couple of years.
Tyler Robinson is due in court tomorrow.
Officials here at the Utah County Jail tell us that Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin is being held in a separate unit and is under special watch to make sure he doesn't hurt himself or others ahead of his first court appearance. He is not cooperating with the investigation, but Utah Governor Spencer Cox says other people close to the suspect are cooperating.
Fox's Garrett Tenney at the Utah County Jail. Ryan Ruth's back in federal court in Florida for the second week of his trial, charged in the second Trump assassination attempt, which was thwarted 1 year ago today while the president, then a candidate, was golfing at his course in West Palm Beach.
The trial of Ryan Ruth was expected to last 2 to 3 weeks, but he's defending himself and keeping his cross-examinations of prosecution witnesses short so it may wrap up sooner. Today, prosecutors are expected to continue calling FBI witnesses. Ruth hasn't said if he'll testify.
That's Fox's Jill Nato. President Trump made news on Truth Social, posting a short time ago. A deal's been reached regarding what he wrote as a certain company that young people in our country very much wanted to save, referring to TikTok ahead of a deadline for TikTok to cut ties with its Chinese parent company, or the social media app would be banned in the U.S. over security and Chinese surveillance concerns. America's listening to Fox News.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion? That's billion with a B? Yeah. Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words micro. That's pound 250, micro.
James Carey joined the United States Marine Corps after being inspired by his grandfather. James loved being a Marine, but his life would change forever during a training exercise. James lost consciousness and nearly drowned. The incident resulted in a brain injury that left James blind, unable to use his body, susceptible to memory loss, and more. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation built James a specially adapted smart home, enabling him to live more independently. Help heroes like James. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at t2t.org.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. Wolfspeed has announced it's received court approval to exit Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The news comes as the tech company looks to return to industry leadership as it launches a new 200mm silicon carbide product. The announcement came on Friday. Utica police are investigating an incident in which a 19-year-old MVCC student was struck by a car near Proctor High School. Police say the student was hospitalized on Friday at Wynn Hospital. It happened during a high-traffic dismissal during Proctor's dismissal at 2:30 p.m. And a statement by the Utica Superintendent, Christopher Spence, he said the matter is being taken with the utmost seriousness. The Utica Police Department and the Utica City School District are working together as the investigation continues. The Oneida County Sheriff's Department is asking for the public's help in finding an ATV operator in Waterville involved in two separate incidents where the driver, according to police, failed to comply. The incidents happened in the Sanger Avenue area of the village. Anyone with details is asked to call the Oneida County Sheriff's Department Waterville Field Office at 315-725-2006. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office and Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers are asking for the public's help in finding a person wanted locally on 3 warrants, according to investigator Sahid Karsik of the Oneida County Sheriff's Department. Investigators from the Oneida County Sheriff's Office Warrants Unit are attempting to locate and arrest 38-year-old Michael Schurer.